All right, guys, welcome to the Unfiltered Podcast for the nighttime edition. We have three lovely ladies and our special guest, Kish, in the building, man. It's going to be a great show. Let's get it.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal, most vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever.
Tonight is a Thursday, and we're joined with a special guest, Kish. We got him in the house. Drop some fucking W's in the chat, baby. We're also joined with three lovely and beautiful guests. But before we get into the show, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified every time we go live. Join the Discord. You can see all the behind-the-scenes footage, the porn stars fighting, etc., all the bullshit. You could drop us topic suggestions and videos to react to. And if you didn't know, it's 50K subscribers by June 10th. We'll be choosing 10 of y'all from the Discord to come on the cruise with us. It's going to be me, Eric, Josh Pelt, and Anwar. It's the Virgin Cruise, so hopefully we get lit, have a lot of fun.
Yeah, shout out to the chat, man. We see you guys already in here. Real quick, before we get started, man, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Hey, shout out to our sponsor, VK. They make CBD, CHD, and THC products. We got gummies and vapes on the table. All the THC is Delta 8, so it's legal in all 50 states. If you have any questions, hit us up in the DMs. We'll be happy to answer you. And we'll be happy to send you some samples as well. I don't know if Kish wants to talk for himself.
Shout out to Kish.
Yeah. Shout out to fucking Kish. Man.
And real quick, before Kish says anything, man, also shout out to Jules. With anybody who orders merch, we actually do send you a sample of the vacay products as well. So shout out to Chris, man. But yeah, go ahead, Kish. You want to tell us a little bit about your sponsorship with us?
Sure. I'm Dr. Kish. I am a sponsor of the show. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician. I offer medical consulting services for answering any health-related questions, going into depth of those things that your own doctor didn't talk to you about. And I'm offering a 50% discount to all the viewers of the show. And I'm here to take care of you guys. So let me know.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, Kish. Man. Shout out to you, Kish. We appreciate the sponsorship too. Shout out to Dom too, man. Special shout out to Dom with the Clips channel. That's already blowing up too. Our merch, we just placed a new order, like I told you guys a few days ago, because we sold out really, really fast. We got the 50K subscriber party by June 10th. If we hit that, then I will be throwing a party for you guys. Shout out to you. And we'll get started with the nighttime show now. So we'll let the ladies introduce themselves. We'll start off with you and make our way around.
Can I get your name, age, and what you do for a living?
Yes, my name is Luisa Fernanda. I'm 27. I'm a content creator.
What,
no,
OnlyFans?
No, TikToker. Writer, and I work at a law firm.
Okay, I thought I seen a link tree in your bio.
Yeah, you can click on it. You can click on it without problem.
Shit.
For no reason.
All right, cool. What about you?
Hey guys, I'm Melissa. I'm 31. I run a business. I make and sell elderberry syrup. Check out my website. Order some elderberry.
Shout out to the elderberry queen over here. And what about you?
Hey, I'm Nakisha. I'm 24 and I'm a pharmacy technician.
Nice.
Shout out to you.
What about you, brother?
Yeah, so I was lying about the doctor stuff. I'm actually 20 years old and I do OnlyFans. So.
Shout out to you, man. How's OnlyFans going for you?
I'm kind of losing my soul. But,
yeah.
It's okay.
All right, cool. So I have a few questions that I want to ask for you guys, but real quick, chat, if you guys have any questions for the panel, go ahead and super chat. You want to touch on any subject, same thing. My question for the ladies, because we were talking about it a little bit before the show started, is what would you leave your boyfriend if Chris Brown hit you up and told you to come to his house? Let's start off with you, Keisha.
Hell no. I don't date,
Black guys.
Whoa. Is he black?
Chris Brown? Yeah, he's light skinned. He's black though.
All right, cool. Shout out to him. I thought he was mixed, but okay. So you wouldn't do it? Not for any celebrity?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
Not just the black ones.
What about you, Miss Elderberry Queen? Would you?
I don't date men that beat up their women.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
Shots.
Yeah, that was. I didn't expect that answer.
Chris Brown, nah.
No.
But Drake, yeah.
No, not
Bad
him either.
Bunny,
He's-
yeah.
Drake is for the streets.
All high value men are for the streets now. Most of them. If not, they have the options to be for the streets.
Facts.
That is true.
All right, cool. What about you? Would you leave your man if you had one? I don't know if you have one or not, but would you leave him for a celebrity? Any celebrity?
I
Chris
mean,
Brown?
Chris Brown? No.
No. Okay.
What
What
Sure.
about
Like-
Romeo Santos?
No.
No.
No. This
Qué
time no.
mentirosa.
She capping.
Maybe. It depends.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe yes.
All right. Shout out to you for being unfiltered. All right. Okay. Cool. Real quick, man. Anwar, any super chats?
Yeah, David Jones got one. He said, Kish, which birth control is best for most women?
Oh, good question. Actually, you are a doctor after all.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different kinds. Usually, the best one is the one that's most affordable on people's insurance. There's one called Sprintech that's readily available, but you want to make sure you know the side effects of birth control. There are different hormonal changes with our weight and our mood, and you want to make sure you have an appropriate discussion with your doctor about that, because those things happen. And just because all the other girls are on birth control doesn't mean you have to be on birth control. So don't feel pressured into that stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Piggybacking off that, why does Plan B not work sometimes?
Well,
Stay quiet.
okay, so it depends exactly when someone takes it. There's a time frame of when it can work, up to 48 hours. Now, sometimes people actually, did they actually take it within 48 hours?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I thought it was like three days. So
No.
isn't that 72
That's
hours?
it's the most effective in the 48 hours. It can go to
Gotcha.
72 hours. But then the other thing is sometimes is, did they take this medicine with something else? I'm sure they know how to swallow a pill,
Yeah.
but sometimes there could be side effects with other medications.
Gotcha.
So
Wow.
and sometimes did they actually even take it? Who knows?
Oh no, they took it. I'm saying like most people take it. Yeah. All right,
Take
cool.
it.
Shout out to you. All right, cool. And my first question for the ladies are actually for the whole panel. Why do women always tell themselves to never settle? And we'll start off with you.
Damn.
This should be easy. You're a woman.
Little crickets, literally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You've heard it before, right?
Yeah, of course I've heard it.
So
I've
what-
been told a couple of times, don't ever settle for less, because I guess like my friends, but it's your friends that see you like that. They see you high valuable woman, but to the man, sometimes you're not.
They see you a what? High value?
Yeah, like your friends.
They see you as high value to what do you mean? Like to the relationship?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to the relationship, or the man is not giving enough.
Uh-huh.
Is not giving you enough, so they're always telling you don't settle for less, or don't settle for what that man is giving you.
Okay. What about you, Miss Elderberry? Why do you think women tell each other not to settle?
Men be playing games,
Uh-huh.
especially down here in Miami.
Men be
dating-
playing games.
Yeah, the dating. I can only speak about Miami, and the dating scene down in Miami is horseshit.
Okay.
So
So it's just the men though.
no. But men play more games.
You think so?
You think
Well,
men play
you know
more
what?
games?
I'm gonna take that back. Because women be playing games too.
Mike.
In Miami, I think everyone just plays too many games.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We know how to play games. Women know how to play games but we know how to hide it better.
That's
Okay.
true.
Cool. I
That is
can agree
very
with
true.
that. I'm confused as to why originally you said that men play games, but actually it's the fact that women play games.
Men
more.
will lead you on and make it seem like they're so interested and they want a relationship when they're really just trying to get in your pants. And
Yeah.
I wish that men would at least be more honest about that, because if a girl just wants to fuck, like, she'll say it. Men tend to play the games and they tend to lie more and lead you on, when in reality, like, they're just there for fun.
You think women just say it?
Mm-mm.
I know women who flat out say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
But
you
in
have you
general,
have
you
you
think women
yeah,
do
in
that?
general, do you think most women just say, "Hey, yeah, I just want to fuck"?
I I think
No.
I think the
No.
That's a
women
big
who
no.
don't
Oh,
want to
honey,
settle
no.
and want to have fun come out and say that they're just, trying to have a good time, that they're not looking for a relationship.
Okay. I would disagree with that, and the reason why is because women typically get shamed for saying stuff like that. Like, if I just met you and you said, "Hey, I just want to fuck," I might still fuck you, but I'm gonna be like, "Yo, I'm definitely not."
You're not getting wiped up like the
Yeah,
girl that sat here next to me
But if a
yesterday.
girl's saying that, she doesn't want to get wiped up.
Well, I think even the girls that are just sexually
Yeah, like-
liberated, like the girl that was here last night,
Exactly.
she says that she told us that she did want to have a relationship, but no, guys. Here's the thing, and I say it all the time: is that women decides who has sex and men decides who has relationships.
Correct.
So if we were to turn that around, and if men can just go up to women and say, "Hey, I want to have sex with you," man, life would be so easy. Because literally, we'd walk up and be like, "I want sex, and it'd be no line. But women are the key holders to sex, and so you guys have that power. We can't just take it from you because then it's called grape. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So what about you? Why do you think that women are always telling each other not to settle?
They tell each other that because you should always want more. Like, you shouldn't just settle for the bare minimum. Like, a man should go, above and beyond for you. Not just give you like little scraps of what he should be doing. Like, no, like, give me a little bit more, make me more happy. Like, be different in a good way, not toxic.
Yeah,
So that's
some
why,
men can't even do the bare minimum.
literally, like,
Would it be fair to say that men actually settle in relationships?
yes.
Yes.
They do
Would you
settle.
agree with that?
Yes, I
think
agree.
so, yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So why do you think men don't ever tell each other to never settle?
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know.
We'll get there. We'll get to that
Okay.
point. I
What
want to
about-
hear from
I
kids.
think I can answer that now. I think because
Mhm.
some men, they want to be providers. They want their women to be dependent on them. So in that case, you can look at it as settling because you're taking care of another person versus this person being your equal and bringing in income and meeting you at that same level.
Okay. I see where you're going with that, but I don't necessarily agree. What about
Yeah.
you? What do you think? Why do you think that women always tell each other not to settle, and even men tell women not to settle? But why is it that men are never told not to settle when men are actually the ones settling?
So I'll comment on the women telling each other. So, they have this idea that, because if you settle with an average guy, your life will be average, right? And if we think in reality, what are most men? Most men are, low value men in a sense of it's relative. Can they give you the experiences that you really want? Can they take care of you financially? Can they protect you? Most of them really can't. So to a degree, that's actually good advice. Yeah, don't settle. But then when you compare to what a high value man is, and we'll talk about that later. Now, if you are able to see who is a high value man, and then you're thinking someone's telling you don't settle, then you're gonna kind of get in trouble there, because then it's like, honey, you might want to cue David's voice on that one.
Yeah.
But
Honey, no.
that's the one to keep, right?
Yeah.
You want to get away from the low value man. You
Yeah.
don't want to settle for them, but with that high value man, you want to keep them. Now, on men telling each other this stuff, if you're in a group of men who work together, who push each other, who aspire to be the best, I'm sure they'll be telling each other, you're settling. You're settling. We'll tell each other the honest and brutal truth. This person is not elevating your life. They're giving you more trouble.
Yep.
Yeah, they look good on the outside, but what's going on in the inside, maybe not much. But do the most common men tell each other this? No, they don't.
No.
Because most common men can't get many girls. So
Yeah,
I'm glad
they
that you said that, because recently I had that situation with one of my homies. He's a high value guy, and he, had this situation with a girl, and we literally said the exact same thing. I'm like, bro, she's not adding anything.
Yeah.
She's taking away from you, bro.
Yeah.
She's taking the value away.
100%.
The reason I think girls say that though is because they're jealous. They're usually single. You're usually taking that bad advice from your single friends. They want that guy. They want to be in the relationship you're in, but they can't get that. So they try to like live it through your life and like, no, you shouldn't date him. He's not good enough for you. And those be the same fucking friends that backstab you. Go fuck that guy too.
Yeah, that's why I mean, I don't have a lot of friends like that are girls or guys in general. That's why you can't take advice from your friends, guys. Like, whatever you think is gonna make you happy, whatever you think is the best choice, just do it. If you fuck up, oh well, bro, just keep moving on. But don't listen to your friends, because the same friends in your friend group could be the most envious ones.
Yep.
And I know from experience. I'm telling you. So don't listen to your friends all the time,
Okay.
please.
Shout out to you, ladies. Now, what? Go ahead.
adding to what Basil said, some women have like really high and unrealistic standards, and I feel like they kind of get lost in that, and no one's ever gonna be good enough for them. So it's easy for a woman who is average seeking a high value man. They don't add anything to them. They, if anything, they take away.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Now, let me give you guys just a hypothetical here, okay? Let's say that you have the perfect guy. He's exactly how tall you want him to be. Let's say he's 6'2", 6'3", 6'1", whatever your preference is. And let's say he makes $1 million a year. He's taking care of you financially. He comes from a good family. He takes care of your home, your kids, etc. But he does step out every now and then. When your friends are telling you, hey, girl, don't settle, do you think that's good advice considering the fact that he's the top 1% of men? Are you technically settling, or do you think you're winning in that situation? We'll start off with you, Keisha. Go ahead.
Oh, you're winning 100%.
You're
Like,
winning?
Yeah, because you have a man that takes care of you. He's perfect. Like, he's giving you a good life, and you're living like a dream, which is basically which a lot of women crave, which a lot of women want. So I think that woman will be winning.
So why do you think that even when people are in those situations, they're still telling you or hearing other people say, don't settle?
Yeah, like how I think it was Basil or Kish. Like, they could be envious of you. They could be like, oh, maybe if she doesn't settle, she'll leave him and I can get with him.
Okay.
Type shit.
All right, cool. What about you, Miss Elderberry? Why do you think that is?
I think they're also winning, and in that situation, I feel like the friends will be envious and be like, damn, like she's got it all. Like, sure, her man.
But
goes
sometimes
off
it's not
and-
just friends telling them not to settle, it's family members.
Yeah, friends,
know,
family,
yeah.
all the same. I think Hispanic families might, be able to turn a blind eye more so than anyone else, because Hispanic families can be a little toxic.
Yeah.
But
Okay. What about you? What do you think about that? Why do you think people still tell each other that they're settling, even though they're technically winning in those type of relationships?
From my experience, hypothetically speaking, we're speaking in general, but
I forgot
true.
you actually went through this. Go ahead. So what was that situation like? Do you still feel like you were losing in that situation?
I was not losing, absolutely, and this is unfiltered, but I was the one that fucked up.
Okay.
So I did lose in that sense because I lost him.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. And would you? So wait, all of you guys answered basically the same. So that means that you guys would be willing to allow your man to exercise some options if you guys were in that situation. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Miss Elderberry, yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna allow it. I definitely wouldn't be happy about that.
You tolerate it.
Tolerate is a much better word.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm probably he gonna step out. I'm stepping out too. Shit.
Whoa.
No, but it wasn't like that.
You're bugging.
No,
Whoa.
it's not like
honey,
that.
no.
It's
I
not,
had to add a little bit of spice to the podcast.
but you do understand that men and women aren't the same. Like
No,
you
of
stepping
course,
out
yeah.
is not the same as him stepping out.
Yeah, because again, like I've said it before, when women do things, we do it with emotion. We don't just do it off of impulse.
Okay. So my thing is, you guys said you would tolerate it. You wouldn't necessarily allow it, right? A man like that, if he's high value, he technically doesn't need you. Like,
Yeah.
you're just
That's just a fact.
you're just the icing on the cake, right?
Yeah.
So he can do whatever the hell he wants, technically, right? My thing is, why is it that women get bothered off stuff like that? And this is the reason why men typically can't be honest with women, because women can't handle the truth. Like, if I'm a successful guy and I make $1 million a year and I'm taking care of you, like, I shouldn't have to lie to you. So you would rather me step out and you not know, even though in the back of your mind you know, right? Rather than me just come and say, hey, you know what? Like, there's this chick I met at the bar. Like, I'm about to just go hang out with her and I'll be back. Why is it that
I wouldn't want that in general?
But
like, even if he told me up front, or even if he was doing it in my back, behind my back, like, no.
What do you think about that,
At
Kish?
point,
Like,
why
hell
not be
no. Fuck that.
non-monogamous?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can only have that one way. You can't have it two ways.
No.
Does that make sense? Because now you're just basically in an
I
open
understand
relationship.
what you're saying. Well, there's non-monogamy that's not completely open just because you're not. Like, there's polyamory, where there's so many different levels
Right.
in that lifestyle, where there's people who are completely open and like, okay, well, yeah, I'm just gonna date around, and you know, you have your main partner, but you can be non-monogamous and have like 2 serious relationships where it's not you're not just sleeping around with people. That's possible. It happens. It's a thing.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. What about you, Kish? What do you think about that?
I want to give a analogy compared to cars. You know, when you're getting that BMW or that Audi or another German car, you know it's not going to be as reliable as that Toyota. You know, going in, you know, to a certain degree, what you're getting.
Yes.
Does that mean that this person, this male in this situation, you know, yes, I'm assuming their gender, will they be doing these things? No, but can you expect it? Should you expect it? Maybe, right?
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, and then the next question is, yes, this person did it, but how does this person communicate it to me? Do they let you know that, hey, you know, yeah, you know, I fucked this chick, but, you know, I don't really like her. She's just whatever. And, you know, I'm here for you. I take care of you. We live together. I pay the rent. You know, you're driving my Lambo. You know, is it really a big deal? Maybe not. I don't care about her. I don't even know her name.
Yeah.
I'm coming back to you.
Facts. Yeah, 100%. Do you ladies agree with that?
So basically, you guys are saying, in the man's perspective, it would not be in an emotional way. There's not emotional ties. It's just simply.
I guess what he's saying is, and I would say the same thing, is why is it so hard for women to understand that we can have sex with women and it literally is just that? It's just sex. Now you can't turn around and tell me that you can have sex with a guy and it's just that.
I can't do that. Yeah.
Right. So it's not the same. But I never understood why it was so hard for women to just understand that we're not like, it's like you guys have periods, we don't. Like I can't sit here and be like, oh, I can understand how, you know, how that feels, and I know how it feels because we're different. So I just could never understand why the one thing that, you know, the one double standard that men have, you women can't accept that.
Yeah. Even after 50 bodies, the guys could still pair bond. After 5 bodies, you're done.
Yeah, it's about 4 to 6 bodies, and I would say that women don't want to sleep around like that. I don't think it's like in your nature to want to. Like when God made, what's her name, Eve, like I don't think she wanted to just like, I'm gonna fuck with. But there wasn't anyone to fuck back then, right? But like just in general, I don't think like women were made to just. When women come on here, like we had a woman here last night who she's never had a boyfriend, but she already has 10 bodies. She's 21 years old. And I'm like, is that really what you want to do? And she's like, oh, I'm just having fun. But it like at the end of the you know, the sexual experience, like it's just there's emptiness for her. And she knows it.
She just got used in the past.
Yeah. But my thing is when women sit here and say, I fucked that dude, how do you convince yourself that you fucked that dude? When you're having sex with a guy, one guy, the guy's conquering. Like you can't conquer a man when you have sex with him. There's no fucking way. I mean, maybe he lets you get on top and you ride for a little bit, but like you're still being conquered. Does that make sense? Speaking to the mic, what'd you say?
No, I just said yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the images.
I started
Getting
saying.
the images. In
I
the mind.
started to think about
Oh my
something else.
All right, let me ask you guys one question, okay? For women that come on here and say, I'm the one fucking a guy, why do you think they're saying that?
You got a strap on?
Yeah, I was about to say, te lo está
Haram.
metiendo él a ti.
Haram.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
tú no
I
te lo
mean,
estás
but let's stay away from the sex toys
If
for
I
a
hear
second.
that, I just think that they're the one like putting in the work.
So you think they're doing like all the action basically? Like basically like the guy's just laying there? But
Yeah.
even then, do you really think that she's the one?
Yeah, like you're
Fucking
still
him?
pleasing me.
Oh, 100%. Of course. That's what sex is. You're pleasing each other.
No.
No.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying is that when a guy and a woman has sex, one guy is conquering, one person's conquering, the other person's getting conquered. You don't take turns conquering each other. That's not how it
Yeah.
works.
Like you're not dominating the man. The man is dominating.
Have you ever seen two lions have sex? The male lion is like. Have you ever seen any almost any animal kingdom? Like, have you ever seen them? Like the guys always dominating. There's a few exceptions, but like the males are always dominating.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
it does make sense.
You don't
but
see the
let's
female
not-
lion getting on top.
let's
Like it
not
doesn't
compare
happen.
it to animals.
All right, cool. Any super chats? We have a whole bunch of
Yeah,
them.
we
Go
got
ahead.
some. Let's see. Rebo said, Kish, I see you playing footsies with Louisa.
Shout out to
One thing I'd like to say is
Yeah.
I'm actually playing footsie with Basil.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Louisa, I'm going to ask her a question. So since we're on the Unfiltered podcast, since we know you're a writer, very intelligent, in law,
Oh God.
at this moment, will you confess your love to Repo Daddy?
Whoa.
I've never met him, so I can't even confess anything.
All right, let's hook it up.
Repo, come to the studio,
yeah.
bro.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Rebo, man. Come to the
Go
studio.
pass by real quick, bro.
Any other ones?
Yeah, David Jones. He said, ladies, do you believe that the Constitution is sexist against women? Do you believe that it promotes male privilege and oppresses women?
Good question. Keisha, let's start off with
This
you.
is such an educational question.
What do you think about that, Keisha?
Damn.
I want to break it down for her.
Please.
Oh, have you read the Constitution?
Yeah.
No. I have not.
David, PG questions, brother.
Please.
Does anyone have any opinions on the Constitution?
I don't think they know what the
I
Constitution.
don't-
That's so
I
deep
don't
in
think it
history.
ap-
Though.
Wait, you're a
oppresses
lawyer.
women.
You work in the law?
No. I do, but let's no law.
Okay.
He
questions,
doesn't want to
please.
get fired
Wow.
right now.
Okay.
No, I don't.
David, try again, buddy. Sorry.
Sorry.
Let's go to
David,
another
ask
one.
a different question. I want to highlight it.
Toxic as ladies, why is it so hard for women to keep a man?
Okay.
Good question. Let's start off with you since you lost
I
one just
feel-
recently.
Damn, Eric. Okay, so for example, I think about that is that woman. Well, actually, I'm gonna take it like this.
Wait, before
Um,
you start, did you cheat?
No,
You said it was your fault, so I just
Yeah, but it
assumed
was
you-
not that.
Okay, cool,
I was just not honest about something.
gotcha.
Anyway, so oh god,
So she cheated.
No,
Let
okay,
her
let me
answer,
the question before it goes
guys.
away. So what I was thinking was sometimes us women, we always think this is why I'm gonna flip it real quick. We always think that there's someone better out there. And for example, there's some women that always say, you know what? Okay, so I got A, I want B now. So B can offer me more or has more value, has more things that can offer me, and I'll go for him. That's just my opinion, and that's my way of thinking of why a woman can't keep a man.
Okay, shout out to you,
That
Miss
does not
Elderberry.
want.
What about you?
I think this goes back to what I said about women having unattainable standards, them thinking that there's always better. I mean, obviously, if a man is treating you like crap and he's not good to you, that's one thing. But I think dating nowadays, people are so easy to give up. And we live in a culture with dating apps and social media. And it's always like, oh, well, off to the next and just swipe, 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 swipe. So I think dating today is just like really screwed up.
Yeah. Okay. What about you? What do you think, Keisha?
So yeah, it goes back to the unrealistic standards that women have nowadays. It also goes back to how women behave. There are some women that, yes, you could be outspoken, but there are some women that overdo it. Like, you tell me not to wear something, and it's like a whole argument. Like, oh no, I want to be sexually liberated. I want to wear this. Like, I do whatever I want. Like, no, like there comes a time where you gotta, it's being in a relationship is a compromise. You gotta listen to your man sometimes. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, you gotta understand him. If you want to keep him, do things that are gonna make him happy. If he's also making you happy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
I like
it's
that you
just-
use that example, by the way. Like you wearing something and your man saying, hey, you know what? I don't feel comfortable with you wearing something like that out in public. What if your man tells you to do something and then you go ahead and try to do it behind his back? Would you consider that cheating?
Wait, what do you mean? What do you
Like-
mean not do something?
Okay,
'Cause-
so like let's say your boyfriend tells you not to dress a certain way and not to go out with your friends,
yeah.
but you went ahead and dressed a certain way and went out with your friends anyways to the club or whatever. Would you consider that cheating?
I wouldn't consider it cheating because I'm not doing anything to like come in contact with a guy. Now, if I'm wearing the raunchy, crazy outfit, that's gonna bring some unwanted attention.
Mhm.
That I have to keep that in mind. But I don't consider it cheating. I just consider it more of like a kind of like a disrespect. Yeah, like kind of like a disrespect.
Would you consider lying cheating?
No, not in all cases. In some cases.
Okay. What about you, Kish? What do you think? Why is it that women can't seem to keep men?
This actually alludes to a super chat that I remember I made before in a show before. Women are always looking for the upgrade. you're looking for that new guy that's coming in. You don't know that you're doing it. Well, you admit it in that sense, but you're always comparing. And I want to flip this to the guys and make it in a situation that no matter, even if you have a girl, there's other guys coming for your girl.
Yeah.
They're coming for your girl. So
Sure.
you need to level yourself up. You need to make more money. You need to have better communication.
Facts.
You need to hit the gym. So there's a certain degree of things that are under your control, but things that are not under your control. Her maybe acting in a different way, not communicating well. You can't do too much about that. Well, you can break up with her. You can send her bye-bye. But you have to make sure you are your best version before you demand her best version, because as much as she's looking to replace you, you got to let her know that she can be replaced as well.
Wow, that was really good. What about you, Basil? Why do you think that women can't seem to keep men?
Because women don't want to be feminine and submissive anymore. I think this modern culture and society, they push in modern feminism, and then a lot of guys have been folding to that modern feminism to the point where these girls think they have the upper hand on a lot of men, and the high value guys are winning. So we're getting and fucking all the women. But
you know what? I would say that a few days ago when that corn star went on Twitter and like posted us, out of like the 400, 500 like comments, like 99% of those were men.
Facts. A little simps.
Which is crazy. Well, it makes sense though, because she does corn, right? But for me, I think the reason why women can't keep men is because of hypergamy. I think that women, the same thing as you, I think that women are always out on the lookout for other men, whether you realize you're doing it or not. It may just be like I was with a girl and like, we're having a good date and a nice car drives by and you see her just look like instinctively, you know what I mean? And I can't be mad at that. It is what it is. It's a nice car. I'm looking at it too. But I think for men, we are able, and this, I forgot what podcast it was, but they were talking about how men are actually able to love women, like truly love women compared to women truly loving men, because women only love men based on what they can provide. Like you can only love a man if he's providing for you, if he's protecting for you. But as soon as he loses that job, his clock is that's just clicking, right? And you'll only support him. Yes, you can give me that face if you want, but you'll only support him if your man loses a job for 10 years. You're done with him. Period.
10 years?
10 years.
10 years.
Here's the thing.
You tripping? 10 no.
Or 5 years. Or 5 years. My thing is, there's men out here right now taking care of women that aren't doing anything their whole lives. Women typically can't do that. And just in general, like I've seen some women hold it down, yes, but it doesn't usually happen. There's only three. Is it women, children, and kids get loved
unconditionally,
and pets get loved unconditionally. Men don't. Does that make sense, ladies?
Louisa, can you love someone unconditionally?
Not a man.
Not a man. Yeah,
not
I was about
a man.
to say no.
You said anyone.
Yeah.
No, she can love anyone. Yes, but bro, her headset's not working on where. But yes, like I was saying, men do not get loved unconditionally. We get loved based off what we can provide to the world. This is why it's so important for men, like he said, to get to the gym, to provide value to the world, because that's when women start opening their eyes to those type of men. Men that are just at home playing Xbox, like typically, they don't get no play. All right, cool. Let's get to some of these super chats, man. There's a whole bunch. Shout out to the chat.
All right, Captain Caveman said, ladies, why do you have to be so wrapped up in your emotions and feelings your grandmothers weren't?
Yeah, actually, go ahead and answer that, Keisha. Go ahead.
Wrapped up in my emotions?
Yeah.
No, my grandmother, she was really emotional. So I don't know. I can't relate to that question.
It is.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I can't relate to that question.
We had Did you watch the show yesterday?
No, I missed the show yesterday.
Okay, we had a grandmother call in yesterday. Go ahead and speak into the mic real quick.
Hello.
You can't hear yourself?
Hello. Yeah. Now.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty right there. All right. So, like I was saying, we had a grandma call in yesterday, and I think that the older generation was definitely a lot stronger, mentally than the current generation.
Yeah.
Like you got to think about it, man. That generation went through slavery, they went through war, they went through all type of stuff. I don't even know when was the Spanish flu. That shit was a while ago too. The point is that mentally they were stronger, and the family unit was also a lot stronger back then. And now it's like they almost incentivize women to get divorced, bro. There's actual like divorce parties now. Like
Yeah, that's just
like
wild.
that's
True.
actually a thing.
It
Like
is.
people get
I've
divorced
seen
and
one.
throw parties.
Yo.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
I've seen that.
Burn the
I've
dress
seen
photo
a
shoot.
few
Yeah,
of
burn the
Yes,
dress,
with
yeah.
the
Holy
black
shit.
dress.
Yes.
I've
So
seen
what
it.
about
Alyssa's
you?
been to one.
Alyssa,
No,
yeah.
I've seen it. I've
Alyssa,
seen it.
what do you think about that question?
In regards to the older generations not being emotional, I feel like they dealt with a lot of struggles that we don't have to deal with. We live in a time of luxury. My family, my grandfather dropped out of school in 3rd grade because he had to work the fields, provide for his mother, his siblings. He had 4 siblings. He was the 5th. They lived in a much rougher time. They didn't have like the luxury of, you know, making money from home, not having to go out and do things. We also now live in a society where, you know, I don't think it's bad to be in tune with your emotions and be able to communicate and process that. I think that that is important to be able to do as well. But we do live in a society where, you know, they teach you to kind of like be hung up on your emotions.
Yeah.
And you can't act on emotions either. You need
Okay.
to think with your brain.
What about you? What do you think about that?
Piggyback on what she was saying about the emotions. I feel like you can't escape from your emotions because it will bite you in the ass.
But don't you think that women basically their whole lives are based off how they feel now?
Well, now yes, but back then no. Like my grandma was always tough. Well, she's still alive and she is still tough.
Yeah.
And my grandpa recently passed away 6 months ago. And she's taken it as a trooper. Like for her, that's when it hit a little bit of reality. Like I feel like it hasn't hit her as much because like the comment was saying they back then they como que no se conectan. They're not connected to their emotions as much as women nowadays. But again, it goes back to if you don't show your emotions, it will bite you in the ass.
Okay,
at
cool.
some point.
Shout out to you. Any other super chats?
Yeah, David Jones asked, Kish, are doctors punished for not affirming pronouns?
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Yeah. I have not had that situation because usually I was dealing with older adults, so
Yeah.
they're just like
It's the
I
new
don't-
ones,
They're
right?
just like I don't even know what a pronoun is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is, especially doctors who are pediatricians who work with teenagers. You have to affirm their pronoun because
Teenagers?
because the teenagers will have certain pronouns that they
Holy
want to be called,
shit,
and
bro.
part of our rating as physicians is how well did you treat that patient.
Right.
So it's part of the revenue stream too of how good of a review that they give you.
Wow.
And that review might be based on your.
So you never fucked up.
That's crazy.
I just.
I'm sorry, man, but I just
I've
think,
never had
man,
that. I've never had that situation.
a teenager having to deal with like pronoun issues already is just ridiculous to me, man. That's crazy.
Yo, did y'all see that thing with Dwayne Wade kid? He got up at the Kids Choice Award or some shit. He was like, "I'm so happy that you're a girl."
Yeah, man. Let's
I
not
was
talk
like,
about that real quick.
what?
Moving on. Go ahead and get to another super chat. man.
Repo asks, how you liking Florida, Kish?
Oh, Florida is amazing. There's a reason why so many people from outside of the state come.
Yeah.
And there's also a really good reason why a lot of great men outside from Florida come.
Yeah.
You know, such places as Baltimore, Atlanta,
Yeah.
Maryland,
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
So,
Connecticut, Boston, New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So you girls are lucky.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
There's a lot of weirdos out here, but there's a lot of good guys coming in. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah. And we have one coming in tomorrow too, even though he's technically from Florida. Shout out to him. All right, cool. Any other super chats?
Yeah, Dom has one. He said, Kish, thoughts on the LGBTQ elemental P plus community, giving young kids hormone blockers and encouraging kids to transition because they feel like it. Hashtag free Tate.
What do you guys think about that? Or what do you think about that, Kish? It's a tough one. I know.
yeah.
I know.
Because basically
They're trying to get you in trouble, man.
those kids are maybe, I wouldn't use the word coerced, but pushed, whether that's by their parents, because how much is a child's brain developed to really think and make an independent decision that I want to change my hormones, to change how my pituitary glands work? You know,
Right,
someone must be influencing them, and there are doctors who follow through with that. Now, is that something I could ever do? No. And if someone asked me, well, would you ever, deal with being fired from your job for not doing that? I'd say, yes, you can fire me.
Yeah. Shout out to you, man. Stand on your honor right there. Also, one more thing, Dom, since you went and did the hashtag, I did see something today with the Tates that they have like a video where the girls technically that were accusing them were seen coming back to their house on their own free will and also like leaving on their own free will. So shout out to them and hopefully they get through this situation quickly. All right, cool. Any other super chats?
Yeah, Repo said, I'll probably be stopped by tomorrow just to vibe for the show. I'm off. I'll help you do that too, Eric.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Repo. Yeah,
Shout out
it'd
to
be
you,
cool,
Repo.
man. Shout out to you. Appreciate you so much, man. Any other ones?
Yeah, David had a replacement one. He said, here's my do-over question. Ladies, do you think the family court system is fair to men? And do you believe that men complaining about the system favoring moms is valid or invalid?
Good question. We'll start off with you, Keisha.
Okay, the family court system for men is not fair because there are so many irresponsible mothers out here, mothers that will leave their children to family members, mothers that will not take care of their children, they will not bathe them, they will not feed them, they will not clothe them, and then they want to get child support from the men, but they're not even doing what they should be doing as mothers. So I don't think they're being fair to the men. I think they're favoring women a bit more. I know that's kind of crazy since I'm a woman, but it's just the truth. Like I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of like court cases, and the man, he's most of the time he's a great man, he's a great father, and he's getting fucked over by the baby mama, and I don't think that's fair.
Okay, cool. Shout out to you. What do you think about that, Miss Elderberry?
I don't think that the system favors men or is kind to them in any way. I think that there are a lot of great men who really fight for their children. And sometimes you have these like really immature women who try to prevent these men from seeing them, and they have to go to court. They have to drag it through the legal system just to get time with their kids. And, you know, it's a shame because kids are used as pawns, and I don't think it's fair to the kids. And, you know, women get so wrapped up in their emotions and they want to hurt the man, but they're really they're hurting the man, but they're really hurting the child, and they're not doing what's best for the child.
Agree. Yeah.
You know, if the man is a piece of shit, then yeah, by all means, do what you need to do. But a lot of times, you know, there's great fathers who want to be there for their kids and be good fathers, and they have to fight tooth and nail for that.
Yeah.
And it sucks when you have to drag that through the court system because that's time and money that for both sides.
Yeah, I agree 100%. What about you? What do you think about
Do
that?
I have to say anything? Like they really said everything.
Yeah.
Like
You know what? I agree with you on that.
Like,
They
wow,
pretty
like-
much covered it all. And I will say
Yeah.
this to kind of touch on something that you said is that there are men that go through the family system, and they also end up having to like actually pay money to be able to see their kids. I've seen that happen, which I mean, I get it. Like fathers should help, but like if a dad wants to help on his own free will, like I know a lot of men that have said, I want to be a father to my kid. I want to provide. I just don't want the court to tell me to provide. Right. And women are like, there's women that take men to court. And I've seen this before where the guy's providing a certain amount a month. And they're like, oh, no, I want more. They go to court and actually end up,
They get less.
they get less.
Mhm.
And it's very unfortunate, you know, because I think that a lot of women use the money that they get for support on their own stuff, like, you know, designer bags or clothes,
I
shoes,
have a
etc.
question about that because since I don't know anything about it, for the moms that are here, I'm not sure. Do you guys have to like for when a man is under child support, do they ask for like a receipt or something like records on what you spend?
Child support comes out straight from the paycheck.
Yeah, I know, but like,
So you're asking if it gets audited?
yeah.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it does not.
It doesn't.
It doesn't get audited.
And that's
If-
actually something we talk about a lot here on this show,
Mhm.
that we think that it should be audited.
Yep.
Because, you know, if I pay you child support and you got a new Chanel bag and my kids need new clothes, I'm gonna have a problem with that. But it happens a lot, right? And it may not have to be a designer bag. It could be clothes. It could be shoes. It could be a trip. You know, my kids need school clothes, and you're out here in Cancun.
Yeah.
Something's not, you know, the math ain't mathing. So shout out to you, ladies. Any of the super chats?
No, the supers.
No
Okay, let
supers?
me
Alright,
ask a
cool.
question. Kish, what's the difference between the women from your culture and the women that are in this Western society?
So I want to clarify. So are you asking about from my culture back at home?
Yeah, like
Okay.
yeah.
So first of all, I just want to tell everyone viewing. So I'm Indian. Yes. If you don't know where that is, open up Google Maps, check that out. So usually in that part of Asia, women are raised to be more conservative. Now you have to understand this idea of even this generation of feminism, this whatever second or third wave feminism, this happens only when you have extra levels of freedom. This
Agreed.
this other levels of feminism doesn't occur when you don't have a roof over your house, when you don't have enough food, when you don't have shelter or protection. But India is becoming what we say a second world country. Things are improving there, so there are ideas of, and when I say feminism, I don't mean the real definition of feminism where it should be equal for men and women, to a degree. I'm talking about that next degree of feminism, which is what we call the misandry, which you are essentially hating men. Now that idea is being pushed more over there as well. That ideology is being pushed to other parts of Asia as well. So it's definitely increasing. But now, has that reached that what we call almost that village level? No, because that idea can't get to that level, because at that point you're just trying to make sure, do I have enough food for my family that day?
Yeah, when you're worried about what your kids are gonna eat, you don't have time to worry about equality and none of that stuff. I will say you made a really good point, and I want to touch on that with the ladies real quick, because he was talking about feminism and the meaning of it, and it actually meaning equality. Can you name me one job where a man makes more than a woman if she's doing the same amount of work? Can you name one job?
I would like to say like high corporate jobs.
Okay.
It could be possible that a man could make more than a woman. They could be doing the same thing.
So you think if a man and a woman are doing the exact same job, the guy's always going to get paid more no matter what, just because he's a man?
Not always, but it could happen. It could happen.
Okay, can you just give me an example? Like name one profession.
Damn.
Crickets.
Yeah, crickets for real.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
What about you? Name one job where men typically make more money than a woman if they're doing the exact same job.
Maybe engineering.
Engineering. If they're doing the same job, same production, same everything, you think the man's gonna make more just because he's a man?
That's
with this one.
hard to answer, because I feel like there are things in place where it's becoming equal if it's not already. But I think it would be more like engineering type jobs, like techie jobs, like IT jobs. I don't know right now like what each is making, but I would lean more towards guessing towards that.
Okay. What about you? Can you name one?
I was thinking, I'm not sure, so don't quote me on this. Firefighters and to be in the SWAT team.
You think firefighters? Anwar, can you do me a favor and pull up these facts, bro?
One more.
Let's see if firefighters and or SWAT team members.
And can I say why about the
Yes,
SWAT?
I actually do want you to say why.
Years ago,
Why?
I wanted to be in the SWAT. Like I wanted to be a police officer, and I
Yep.
wanted to be in the SWAT. So I asked the sergeant in that moment. I'm like, "Hey, quick question." He said, "Yeah, what's up, Luisa? Why is there not any SWAT woman?" Like,
There's a reason
not
why.
There's a
woman.
reason. That's a
So then he
huge
actually,
reason
wait,
why.
hold on. He's like, because the women don't have enough resistance in staying in one position for a long time, and you guys use the restroom a different way, as well as you guys get something monthly that men don't. And I was like, okay. Then like I had said, I'm going to be the first SWAT woman in Pembroke Pines. Obviously, I didn't go through that route, but there is one, if I'm not mistaken, in Myanmar. There's only one woman, and that's it.
Okay, so he gave you like a politically correct answer,
Yeah,
but the real answer is you're just not efficient enough. You're weaker than a man.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I said resistance.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 115.
Okay. What do you think you can go up to a 15-year-old and he could flip you?
Yeah.
Of course.
So
My brother's like 6 feet
You
and
probably
he's only
couldn't even-
19.
so this is also another reason, right?
You probably can't carry the firefighter gear. It's weighs more
Exactly.
than you.
But I would say that they probably would make the same. I mean, like, Anwar, can you pull that up for us, bro?
I mean, for firefighters, it's actually a 1.6% difference, but that's CNBC. So
Oh, CNBC, shout out to
Yeah.
them. Yeah, they're not biased at all. Okay,
actually,
cool.
most of this stuff on Google is actually pretty biased, so I can't give you a good answer.
Okay, how about this? Can you guys now name a job where women get paid more than men? We'll start off with you, Keisha. Go ahead.
A job.
Yes. Any profession. And there's so many of
Yeah,
them. I
this
can
one,
literally,
yeah, I
I
can
can
start creating a whole
literally,
list.
Stripping.
I can literally, I
Stripping,
can
yeah.
literally think of so many on the top of my head.
Yeah, same.
So
Stripping.
this should not be
Yeah.
any problems for
My
you at
guess.
all. Okay, so one at a time. So
Like-
stripping,
No, that's her answer. I would
Okay,
say
what's yours?
like makeup artist.
makeup artist.
Makeup
Okay,
artist,
what
yeah.
about you?
I was gonna say stripping too.
Okay, stripping. What about
Lord
you?
have
Give me
mercy.
something else.
Corn.
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 Okay, cool. So like, you see how easy that is?
Yeah.
Like women can actually have some, and there's a lot more. You talk about OnlyFans. You talk about a lot. Like we can go down the list.
So
There's
you
a
go to
lot.
office, you could say secretary.
You can do
honestly.
anything, and there's also a lot more incentives to hire women than there are to hire men, right? But just in general, you guys have it better than you think. What do you think about that, Dr. Kish?
Yeah, nowadays it's in general, I would say it's better for everyone, especially women, because a lot of these corporations, they're pushing that route. They get paid more money to hire women. So if you have that opportunity, whether they're, giving you the opportunity because they think you're qualified or you're a woman, hey, at least you have that opportunity, right? Did your grandma have the opportunity? No. Did your grandfather have the opportunity when he's working in the farm? No. So we have to, instead of, almost even, we always want things to be better for each other, whether that's men or women, but we have to put in perspective of how actually good that we do have it now.
Yeah. And shout out to the chat, man. I actually saw the chat giving some really good answers out there.
Real quick, young Don said Google had to pay men $3 million because the women made the same or made more than the men for the same job.
Right. I heard that.
Wow.
I heard
Yeah.
that.
Also, Clemens said construction.
Hold up. Shout out to my fucking dude, Young
Don.
Shout out to my man,
Yo,
Young
shout
Don,
out.
bro. Okay. What was the other one?
Clemens said construction for a job that men make more than women.
You're less efficient. Women
Yes,
are less
but
efficient by far.
and Clement, shout out to you. All right. But men are outworking women in those fields. Like, come on, like,
Let's be realistic.
come on,
Yeah.
Clement, come on, you could do better than that.
That
all
was
right.
like probably the worst one to take. You can't do anything that has to do with like physicality.
Yo, it would take women like a decade to build this building. There's a building next door that's being built. That shit'll be done in like 3 months. That shit is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, they've been killing that shit.
That thing is big. Every time I go to the pool, because it's right next to the pool, it's like I'm like, damn, bro, that was fast. I don't know how they're doing it, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to all of you guys too, man. 60 of you guys in here. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you like
Shout
the
out to
video.
the fucking
Any other super chats?
Yeah, Captain had one. He said, Kish, why do you think feminism is being pushed so hard that it's leaving the Western countries?
Good question. Good question, man. That is a really good question.
Usually when you keep pushing, there's a limit, right? People are, it's another question. Are people reaching their limit? Because, when you watch the news and media, you might think one side of the spectrum is at the tipping point, whereas maybe another, point is not at their tipping point. But yeah, once you push so far on one side, people are going to be like, all right, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, listen, I was moderate. I was thinking, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe these women don't have as many rights. Maybe they're not being paid as much. But now I can't get the job because the new girl came in and she doesn't have the qualifications. And I did this for 20 years.
Right.
And now I can't get the job. No,
Right.
that's no.
There you
Now
go.
we're fed up. No, I'm just giving an example, but
That's a really good example, though.
it's with a lot of these rules. It's kind of like, well, yeah, everything sounds so good. Okay, it sounds good, but then when it affects you, then you're like, oh,
Right.
now maybe I agree with those other
My
people.
thing is this: women are fighting for equality for shit they don't want to do. Bro, you guys don't want to go into construction. You don't want to be a firefighter. You don't want these type of jobs, right? Another thing is, I think that if all men in the world decided to just like fucking go to Antarctica for like a month and leave the women just like out here by their own, the fucking world would collapse. Okay, you guys wouldn't make it a fucking week. It'd be crazy.
It
You
would
guys
be
would
straight chaos.
Yes.
Wasn't there a Miami bridge that collapsed near FIU? Like then, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, that was built by all engineer female team.
Wow. Shout out to them.
Damn.
I actually
for
didn't know
real?
about
Was
that.
Yeah, and it
women?
killed a couple
was-
people.
Yeah, because they were
Wow.
touting it like, oh, it's
Yeah.
all women team.
Damn.
Yo, I feel bad laughing because that's a very
I
unfortunate
remember
situation.
That video.
Yeah.
That was really
My
scary.
thing is, women, you guys are very beautiful and strong in your own way, but you guys understand we are too. If men disappear to Antarctica for a whole month, you guys are done. Absolutely done. Even like you guys wouldn't even want to sleep with each other. Like
Car problems.
it'd be a lot. Yeah, oil
my
change.
God.
What are you doing, right?
Who's looking at the OnlyFans then?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They're done. They're done. Now here's what happens if women
they're dead because they get no attention.
right,
Yeah.
right. Bro. Now if
Well, who's gonna save you then? Who's gonna do the
if-
CPR? The other girl?
yeah, now if women leave to Antarctica, we're good for a while. All right, listen, we'll miss you guys. All right, for sure.
It's called peace and quiet.
Because look, man, we can't live with you, we can't live without you, but we will miss you, but we will be okay for a while. Now you have the simps, they can go with you guys. All right, but like the real men will be able to survive for a while because that's just what we do, man. We adapt.
Also, Captain, to answer your question, I think feminism and like kind of liberal politics sells really well to new countries. Like people believe that, and it's easy to
Absolutely.
get votes.
Yeah,
And then the bigger countries like USA will give you money. They'll start
absolutely.
donating.
Yeah, man. We're in so much debt. The U.S. trying to help other countries. Like, let's help ourselves, bro. Shout out to Trump, man. 2024. Okay, cool. Any other super chats?
Clement said, "You guys name every single negative income for women. What about sales?"
What does she mean by that? Like, women typically
Men
excel
make
in
more in sales, I think is what she means.
Or I don't know what you're trying to say, Clement.
Yeah, Clement.
Maybe you want to reword that?
Clarify.
I
Yeah.
think it's because we named stripping and OnlyFans as where women can make more money.
Oh, I see what she's saying.
You
Oh,
said
okay.
makeup artist.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
she said makeup
yeah, I said
artist.
corn.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, right? If you put a guy salesman and a woman salesman in a car dealership, the woman can make more money
Yeah,
just
that's a fact.
because
She's a girl.
she's a woman
She's
and she, you know,
attractive.
she can use her looks and all that stuff. But you guys don't want to do that shit. I've never heard a girl say, "I want to be the best car salesman in the fucking world."
I mean, I worked at a dealership like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
there
but,
was
like-
like 3 young ladies like my age. They were banking.
Yes, but typically most women don't want to do that, right?
Absolutely
Like
I
if you,
actually got a job working as a car salesman and I hated it.
yeah,
I hated it. I was there 3 months and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Deuces. Thanks for the
but
opportunity.
even a beautiful woman competing with a regular average guy, if he's a go-getter, he will outwork her. Because the thing is that women are more agreeable. You guys aren't gonna push for that extra money, right? So like dealerships are gonna be like, "Hey man, this guy's making us way more money." Like, I'm sorry, you gotta go.
Plus,
it is what it is.
A lot of the times, like if a woman's really good at sales, you know, she'll sell what she needs to sell and then chill.
Yeah. Oh,
Word.
absolutely. Yeah. Who was it, bro? I forgot who it was, but there was someone who said that like if a woman makes $1,000 a day, she's like, "Okay, I'm good."
It was
Yeah,
Andrew Tate.
I'll work for like 4
Yeah.
It
days.
was Andrew
Yeah, that's
Tate.
good
Yeah.
enough. It's good enough.
Yeah.
Was it Andrew Tate?
Yeah,
He
it was
said that.
Andrew Tate.
Okay, so yeah, so Andrew Tate said something like that. He was like, "Look, man, a woman if she makes $1,000 a day, she's like, okay, I'm good for the week. If a guy makes $1,000, he's like, how can I make this shit again tomorrow?
Yeah, how can
Like,
I make 10,000?
yeah,
How can I make
more?
100,000?
So shout out to my boy Andrew, man. All right, any other super chats?
That's the bottom of supers.
That's the bottom ones. Okay, cool. We do have a video. Don't know if you want to get to that. I'll go ahead and
Let's
ask
do it.
another question.
All right,
Let me see. My question to you ladies is very simple, okay? Why should men serve women if women don't want to serve men? And we'll start off with you. Go ahead. So why should men serve women if women don't want to serve men? Uh-huh. What's up? What's up?
Because we want to be treated like a queen and princess, and we want everything.
That princess treatment.
Okay, so you want to be treated like a queen, like a princess. Okay. What about you? Why do you think that is?
Speaking generally, because I personally don't have problem serving my man. I think women just constantly want, and you know, they're insatiable at that point. They don't want to, it's too much effort, and it's like, oh, well, I'm not feeling good right now, or I don't feel like, you know, giving you a massage or rubbing your feet, or I'm tired because of the kids, because of the day, whatever it is. And women get tired within the home, whereas the men are leaving the home and they're also tired from what they're doing outside of the home and having to provide.
Okay. Shout out to you. What about you? Why do you think that men are always being told to serve women when women don't want to serve men?
Because they want to be like, oh, I'm the queen, I'm this, I'm more high value, so you have to do everything for me, when it should be like mutual. Like, you serve me, I serve you, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Like,
Okay.
it should be equal.
Okay, cool. What about you, Kish? What do you think about that? Why do you think that men are being told to serve women when women don't want to serve men?
just the shaming of men has become normalized, right? Since the dawn of time, we always put that strenuous idea on men. You're the provider. You have to take care of women. But now women have become, not all, but most, have become smart enough to take that idea to push that on men, that you have to keep improving to a point that you are taking care of me, despite any of my flaws, the things that I'm not bringing. So they're just using it as a shaming tactic. And now the shaming tactic has become common to the point that it's, even girls who are becoming just 21 to the women who are already older in their 40s.
Yeah.
Just this shaming technique that they're guilt tripping all the men. And a lot of men are doing their best. They're really giving it their all. And, they're coming up short to these unrealistic expectations.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Cool.
society is very hard on men, and men aren't given any leeway, and they're expected to just be tough and constantly give, but you need to also pour into your own cup.
Okay. Now, if men are expected to be tough, why is it that women aren't expected to be soft?
Aren't?
Yeah, I mean, typically in today's age, you don't see women being told to be feminine and
Because we live in a society right now where women are encouraging other women to not submit to men, to be tough, and it's okay to be a strong woman, but I don't think there's anything wrong with if you're a true alpha man, I'll submit. But if you're a beta and I gotta wear the pants, that's a whole other story.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
How do you women know if you're dealing with an alpha male or a beta male?
Well, that's a
I
good
think
question.
that's
Eric.
pretty simple. I feel like
What's your interpretation of that? How can you look at someone and this guy has it, that guy doesn't?
I mean, you said it's pretty simple, so
yeah, I think it comes down to
You can just feel it in your
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
heart.
no, stop. Let's not go there.
yeah, because it's always about feelings,
No,
right?
it's not about feelings. It's not about the vibe. Masculine men, like you can look at a man and be like, that's a masculine man. Like you can. There's
So just because he's masculine, oh my god, let me submit to this man.
no, sí tampoco. Relax.
Yeah,
No.
Just a little bit more.
So you think like it's just the way he looks? So like if he goes to the gym, you just
No, it's not about looks, because you can have a big buff man who's a little bitch.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
no.
how do you know that?
I guess getting to know them, talking to them, like you can figure that out pretty quickly if they have a backbone and if they're a strong, independent man, or if they're gonna let a woman walk all over them.
Okay. What about you? How can you tell if you're dealing with one or the other?
By the type of conversations they're bringing up with me.
Okay. What about you? How can you tell?
By the way he portrays himself, the goals he has in his life, if he's ambitious, if he's hardworking. Whereas if there's a beta, like he's just okay with ganando, like making like $3 little, and that's it. Like he doesn't want more for his life, have a family and things like that.
Okay. Shout out to you. These are really good answers, ladies. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the chat too, man. The chat has been amazing. Any supers?
Yeah, Black Wolf. He says, to the 2 dudes and 1 baddie in white, name 3 countries besides North America and U.S. territories, and you must name 1 country per continent.
He said,
Oh shit.
I was actually talking about this beforehand.
Shout out to Black Wolf, man. We haven't seen you in a while, man. We miss you. So to the 2 dudes and the 1 baddie
I
in
guess
white.
he wants. Does he want me answering this?
Name 3
Yo,
countries.
who is he talking shit about?
He's talking about the
country
girls,
per
bro.
continent?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a dude. Oh,
Yeah, he's talking about the girls. She said was good.
Wait, they both
Okay,
wearing
so
white.
North America doesn't count. South America,
on.
we got
Let me
Peru.
think.
Wait, well, I'm sorry,
in
Anwar.
Europe-
They're not both wearing white, by the way. She's only wearing white.
I'm in white. She's in pink.
Yeah.
And I'm in pink.
Okay, so go ahead and answer that, Miss Elderberry.
Miss Ellsbury. Okay, I said Peru for South America. In Europe, France. In Asia, we got China. In Africa, we got Chad. In
Oh, you're good. It's only 3.
Wow. Shout out to Miss Elderberry.
Oh, he said 1 per continent.
Yeah.
I was gonna keep going. I could
1
name
per
several.
continent.
Yeah,
Per...
bonus points
Yeah,
now.
right.
No, for real.
I
Drink
can
drink
keep
your
going.
drink your elderberry juice, homie.
I need that. I need that, please.
All right,
Elderberry
cool.
helps you with the geography.
What about you?
Don't give me geography questions.
What about you,
Okay.
Miss Keisha? Go ahead.
No, I honestly do not know anything of geography. I'm not even gonna guess.
Listen, man. Listen, this is why
Phone a friend.
beautiful women don't need degrees. Okay.
Oh.
One of our
Yeah,
one,
isn't
one
that
of our
Kish
one of
line?
our big supporters always says that. Shout out to him, man. He
Shout
says,
out, no degrees, no vocabulary,
No
but you need
geography.
a little geography. You got to know
Yeah,
the
you gotta
Atlantic
know
Ocean.
something,
You got to know
right?
the Atlantic Ocean.
Yo, what? How since we're on this subject, I'm gonna save you. I'm not even gonna let. I'm gonna save you real quick. Do you think that it's a good thing or a bad thing when a woman doesn't know how to get around a city without a GPS, even if she lives there? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh shit.
There's
I
men and
feel
women that
attacked.
have no sense of direction, and that's embarrassing.
Without a GPS.
Yeah. So let's say a woman is from Miami. She's born and raised there. For some reason, she can't get 20 minutes down the street without using a GPS. Would you say that overall that's a good thing or a sign that maybe like she just doesn't go out? She's not a city girl. What do you think about that?
You know, you brought up a good alternative to that, but I because I'm also not from Miami. I'm not the best of directions myself. I'll admit that. I don't necessarily think it's a red flag. Now, if we're going into the idea that if she knows how to get around the city, that she might know more places, then I would think, okay, does she know the directions to get to some of the clubs?
Mhm.
If she knows that very
Yes.
easy, that's a red flag. Now, if she's like, how do I get to Publix?
Yeah.
Then
Publix.
you're like,
Yeah.
you've lived here for 15 years.
Right.
So I guess more specifically, so I can't exactly tell you because nowadays, do even most people know how to use GPS? You know?
Yeah.
I think nowadays it's
So-
really sad because back then, like you could look at an address and know where it's at, and
Yeah.
people just like look at addresses now and they're like, oh, what's northwest?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like I think that's really terrible.
What's a map?
Yeah.
Yeah, People don't know what maps are anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like I grew up camping and out in the wilderness, so I can look at the sun and I can figure out what time of the day it is, what direction I'm facing.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
I think those things are very important. I mean, I still camp a lot till this day,
Yeah.
and like
We
I'll-
had a woman that came on here. She didn't even know what the capital of the U.S. was.
Yeah, that shit was
Wait,
crazy.
what?
No.
Actually, I think it
There's a
was.
little
Su-
hesitation.
I think it's
I
really
think-
embarrassing when you go
No.
through the school system and you can't name like your states, your capitals. Like Jesus, like what were you doing in school? Like it's really embarrassing.
Well, they were
like,
preparing for OnlyFans.
Exactly.
yeah,
right.
education in America and like what we're like producing is just like it's really sad.
Yeah.
No, I was
It's
talking
really,
to
really
a
sad.
girl the other day, and she didn't know states had capitals.
Yeah.
Yo,
Wait,
that shit set
stop.
me.
What?
This girl didn't know states had capitals.
Oh, I didn't watch that
Stop.
episode.
I feel like every other country just
was crazy.
laughs at us.
But you know what it
because
you know
this
what
is,
it
like,
is
They do.
embarrassing.
so
They
Yeah,
do.
it really is.
so
They
the
do.
thing is that
Yeah.
America doesn't prioritize education. We
true.
prioritize
Entertainment,
entertainment,
stupidity.
military defense, right? Like when you look at our education rating with other countries, we're really down there.
Horrible.
We're down there.
And they're doing that for, on purpose.
Yeah.
They want
Yeah.
that.
But everybody knows how to work a fucking TikTok app.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
crazy. Any super chats, bro?
Yeah, we got a few more.
Cool, let's go get them.
David Jones said, guys, if you had a girlfriend that had a gay best friend, but he voted for Trump and questioned feminism, would you let her stay friends with that guy?
Wow, that is a very interesting question, David Jones. I'm gonna let Kish answer that one first.
No, I don't think I would have a problem with that. But even before that, I need to vet this guy. I need to see him. Is this guy, playing the game? Is he
Yeah.
one of those?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
he
yeah.
actually gay?
Yeah,
How would
but
you know if he's actually gay though?
That's a good question. I guess if he said, "I want to," I won't fill in
Yeah.
the blank.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right.
There's
But
some-
like a vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Like seeing his mannerisms, his interactions.
My problem with gay men with being friends with women is that they're way too touchy with women.
Not all of them.
Whoa.
I have my best friend is not like that.
Okay,
Like-
I would say majority of them are very touchy.
I don't like touchy people in
With-
general. Like
What
keep your
because you
hands
gotta
off me.
understand they
The-
identify as
I think the more the more open ones, the
bottoms.
the flaunting ones,
Yeah.
are the ones that are
the flamboyant ones.
Yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
say something
Yeah.
and then I get attacked
Yeah, yeah.
online.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
That's what
those are the ones that are very touchy. Like, oh my god, girl, you got your titties done? Let me touch. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
no,
Yeah, no, and I've heard stories of girls that have said like, yeah, I've let my
no.
gay best friend like touch on this or feel this, or and I that's very
That's a big no.
yeah. What about you? Would you allow it? I mean, I'm glad he's voting Trump, but would you allow it?
No, nah, I couldn't, Joe, bro. Like, is my girl going up to him, like trying to become friends, or is he coming up to my girl? Either way, I'm
Let's
thinking
say they're
like,
already friends, and then you come into the picture.
you gotta drop that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, because you're
That's-
you're the big dog. You,
yeah,
you can make these rules.
Yeah, facts. You gotta
What?
drop that.
You know
I'm
what I
sorry.
don't
It's a
understand?
guy.
Wait,
I don't
hold
care,
on.
bro. It's a guy. I'm
Oh,
territorial.
nah,
You gotta drop
you're
the friend.
fucking
You gotta
crazy.
move.
You're
Keisha,
crazy.
Keisha,
That's crazy.
Keisha, you have to
Yeah.
understand that. Let's say your friends. You said your friend's gay, right?
Yeah.
Is he your best friend?
Yes.
Okay. Let's say me and you get together, right? Hypothetically. Like, who has more meaning now? Does he
No,
still have
of
more
cour-
meaning,
no,
or
no,
do I
of
have more
course,
meaning?
my boyfriend has more meaning.
Okay, so then
course.
if you have to choose between the two, who you
But
choose?
why would I have to choose?
Let's say the
why
guy
would I
just
have to
doesn't feel
choose?
comfortable. Maybe he comes from a really tough background where he's like, you know what, I just don't play that.
You're
There's-
comparing apples to oranges
That's-
because one's a platonic friendship and the other one's a romantic relationship. Like, that's
Apples
hard
to
to
oranges. I'm saying, who would you pick? You'd have to pick one.
But I'm not picking.
Well, then
I don't
you
have
have
to
to
pick.
go. You
Bro,
have to
it-
go.
yeah.
Okay, then goodbye.
Then you have to
Go
go.
on.
Hold on. Who's the prize here?
Yeah,
Who's the prize here? Is it me or
that's
you?
debatable.
No.
man. That's
No.
debatable.
It's not debatable.
We've had
Let's
this
debate.
debate.
It's
but
not
this
debatable.
debate has
Okay,
been going
can I
on
say
a lot of
something real
podcasts
quick?
already.
If he wasn't gay,
For
would
the
pick
first
my
time, you
man.
guys all get excited about something tonight. All it took was me saying you're not the prize. That's all it took.
Wait. If you let's take away the part that he's not gay, right? If he's not gay, I am picking my man.
Oh, yeah,
because
we
at
got
the
a
end of the
problem.
day, I am creating my family. I am
That's a
creating my
whole
future.
different
That's
scenario.
why.
We're talking
But if
about a
he's
gay
gay-
man. Like, why do you have
Yeah.
to drop a gay man?
Man, I switch this up, bro. Honestly, if you have a
Damn.
toxic
I
female
have to
friend
really
and I
love
say
that
drop
man.
her, bro, you gotta drop the toxic.
I don't
female
want a
friend, too.
toxic female friend, so I'll drop her without you needing to tell
gosh,
me that.
oh
But,
Yeah, fuck
but if
that.
your man asks you to drop any friend, whether that's a female,
Thank you.
whether
it
that's
doesn't
a
have to be
male,
toxic,
Thank you.
yeah.
if
why
it's,
would you not?
someone who's not good for me, I'm so quick to cut people out. Like, if you do me wrong, if I think you're toxic, I have no problem cutting anybody out of my life, especially if they're not good for me.
But what do you mean good for you? What does that mean?
Women don't
Like-
even know what they want to eat. How do you know what's good for you?
What if it's someone who's not adding value to my life, if they're only encouraging like bad things, if you know they want me to not be my best self, to
How about this? Name 3 benefits that you get from having a gay best friend, hypothetically speaking? Go ahead.
Oh my God, this.
having a gay best friend is
Uh-huh.
similar to having any girl best friend. I don't really just because
Okay.
they have a dick.
Okay, cool. So that's one. Just a regular.
No, that wasn't one. That
Okay,
wasn't
so give me one. Give me 3, but give me the first one. Go ahead.
I feel like they would add the same value that any female
What's the
friendship
value,
would
though?
add.
So what's the value?
Being a friend.
Okay,
Being
just give
someone
me-
who's loyal.
Give me
being-
another one.
Having a trustworthy person by your side. It's just because they have a dick.
Okay,
I mean,
can you just give me another one now.
I did. I named 3.
Really? Like, you can get that from your man though. Like,
I-
what I'm
I
saying
didn't
is,
say you
if you
couldn't.
what I'm saying is, if your man comes in a relationship with you and you have a friend and he's like, hey, I don't like this. This isn't something I'm okay with. I don't understand why women are like, but he's been my friend since we were in 5th grade. It doesn't matter. This potential relationship could lead to a family. This guy hopefully is going to maintain you. He's going to take care of you. That best friend is there for every now and then when you text, when you see him. Like, how can you guys compare the two? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
And then now I'm your best friend anyway, so you don't need to talk to him.
Are you a best friend? Because you've said before that you
No,
don't
fuck
want
no. I
a
would never-
partner.
I don't talk
You-
to
Hold
you
on,
say
let's
you want
talk
a
to
wife,
Keisha,
not a
'cause
partner.
Keisha
You
has a
said
bit-
that before. It was like
Let's talk to Keisha about this, because Keisha clearly has a big problem with this. Does your current man, has this happened in your relationship?
Like him having a problem with my best friend?
Yes.
No, they've met. and they're
Okay, so they
super
get
cool.
along. Okay, so
Yeah, of course.
hypothetically speaking, if he did have a problem
Mhm,
and you love your man, correct?
mhm.
You like the way he treats you? Is he
Yes.
a good guy?
Yes, he's a great
Does
guy.
he provide for you?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have to choose between the two, why is it
Mhm.
such a hard decision?
But why would I have to choose?
I'm saying, if the guy, and there's a lot of men out there like me and him,
Mhm.
if we say, listen, I don't want you to be friends with this person, why is it so hard to cut that person off?
Because they were there before you. They were there before you.
I understand that, but who's gonna be there
So you
after?
value your oldest friendships most?
No, it's not that. It's just why would I have to choose? I mean, my best friend, he's not a bad person. He's a great, I'm gonna use myself as an example. My best friend, he's not a bad person. He's a good person. Has never influenced me to do anything bad. My boyfriend has met him. We've all gone out in a group together. Like, they get along just fine. And like, I just don't see where the problem is. Maybe I've never been put in a situation like that. Maybe I can understand that, but I just don't feel I will have to choose between them two. Now, if there was a debate and my boyfriend said, okay, I don't like him for this reason, that's something that we will have to communicate and be like, all right, let's come to an agreement and see what it is that is the problem.
Okay, and I understand now why you're answering the way you're answering. It's because technically you've never had that issue.
Yeah.
Now, let's say for some reason your boyfriend just out of nowhere says, hey, I have an issue with this now. Something I saw or something I feel, I don't like the way this comes across. You have to let him go. Who are you choosing?
Who am I choosing?
It's a hypothetical.
Hypothetically, who are you choosing?
I mean,
You have to
obviously
think
my
about
best
this.
friend is not going to give me a family because,
Exactly.
but I mean, hypothetically, all right, then I will have to choose my man, but I would not have to choose. I will not choose between them.
Okay,
But
all right.
But
That is a
Judy
very-
answered.
She answered it.
I would
Yeah.
choose my man, but I would never have to choose that, so I'm just not gonna choose that. Okay, cool. All right, any super chats?
Yeah, Clement said, if you could take back one thing that, and she added, that you regret, what would it be and why?
If you could take back something in life.
Yeah, in life that you regret. Very general question.
Okay, cool. What about you, Kish? Let's start off with you. One thing that you could take back.
One regret I have is, especially in college, I wasn't very focused. I was partying. I didn't have the mental mindset, the framework, the discipline that I have now. I wish I was more disciplined back then. That's a big regret I have.
Okay, cool. What about you, Keisha?
Damn. I wish I was more focused when I was younger. I did a lot of things that I wasn't supposed to do. I wasn't really focused on what I was supposed to be doing. So maybe that.
Okay. What about you, Miss Elderberry?
I really hate to piggyback and be an echo chamber, but I wish that, especially my first year of college, I wish I was more disciplined. I grew up in a bubble. I grew up very sheltered, and my first year of college, I just went crazy. It was my first
Oh boy!
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Rephrase that
Before you guys get crazy with this, it was my first time being having freedom. So I went out and I would hang out with my friends and I would party and I would drink, and it's not something I ever did until I was a full grown adult in college, and I wasn't disciplined. I failed out of most of my classes. I ended up dropping most of my classes. I wouldn't say I failed out, but I had no discipline. But it was also my first taste of freedom, so it was my first time really learning to police myself and regulate myself. And obviously I had to learn as I went because I grew up in a bubble and very sheltered.
All right, Luisa, what about you? One thing you regret, quick and concise.
I wish I grew up a little bit selfishless, not as
Selfless?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
None of you guys pick body counts. That's very interesting. All right, that's very interesting right there. Cool. Any other super chats?
Yeah, Black Wolfie said, the queen is the king's main biatch. Patrice O'Neill. A pawn can become a queen if a king is present. The queen doesn't matter if the king's gone.
Absolutely. Do you ladies agree with that?
If we're talking about chess, technically.
Yeah, we have to define if we're talking. What game
Yeah,
we're
if
talking.
we're
We're talking about it in real
chess,
life too, though.
That sounded like a lot of chess statements right there. So
It's
That's a general one, I would say.
I understand what he's saying generally, but
What happens in reality
Sorry,
when
Black Wolf.
what happens in reality when you take the king out the picture? The whole fucking unit crumbles.
when you take the king out of the picture, the next king comes up.
The whole foundation crumbles. The queen cannot maintain the castle. It just crumbles, right? You kill a king and other kingdoms come to fucking just fuck shit up. That's the way it's always been.
The king is the leader. The king is
Right. Now the queen dies. It's cool. I'll get another queen, right? It's been like that throughout the ages of time, ladies. It's not just chess here. All right, ladies, you don't want to admit it. You're over there
It's
laughing.
true.
It's
No,
true.
it's true. I just pictured my
true.
dad like out of the picture in
Yeah.
the household, and like honestly, if my mom sees this, I'm sorry, but between my mom, my brother, and I, we wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
I
Yeah.
think it's
No.
because I grew up with just my mom. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I do again think a man is very important to have, and a father figure is extremely
You're the
important.
exception to the rule.
I know, but that's why I don't agree with the statement.
You don't have to-
itself,
you don't
because
have
my
to-
mom held down the fort. My mom
I
did
get that,
everything. My
but
mom was
see, here's the
provider.
thing. You just because you necessarily weren't the one to go through what everyone else usually goes through doesn't mean that like that's the rule. You're just the exception.
No, I'm aware, but I can't say that the kingdom's gonna crumble, the castle's gonna crumble without the king, because you have your outliers and you have your exceptions. So I'm not gonna say generalize, the kingdom's gonna crumble without the king. I can't, because I know
But
that
you say you can't generalize that.
I said in a generalization, I can't say that it will crumble.
Okay, but look at the general world. You see fathers are in prison, fathers leave the house. In general, when fathers are absent, it crumbles. Everything crumbles.
Yeah, I mean, there's some women that they turn around and they just
Don't-
try to
some.
find another
Yeah,
man.
you said
no,
some.
it does happen. Women just try to, okay, let me get the next man to take care of everything. But that's not every case, because there are women who are strong and independent and can hold down the fort without a man involved.
I agree, my mother, but it's still the minority, and the
exactly.
exception doesn't make the rule.
Exactly. That's still the very small minority. You're fighting a battle that like you can't win. Look at the facts. Like look at the prisons. Look at the shelters. Look at the group homes. Look at all that stuff. Like they all come from fatherless homes. You know.
Also, you should take it in stride. You excelled where you and your family excelled where most fatherless homes fail.
Right.
So, as much as, it might seem like it's maybe a personal dig, at least look at that perspective that you guys excelled where most other situations
Yeah,
fail.
100%. It means you have a strong mother.
That's a
Yeah.
But
good point.
most women are not that strong. Let's be honest. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of weak women.
There's like 80% weak women out there. All right, go ahead and get to super chats, man. Shout out to Black Wolf too, man. Black Wolf's been a member for over a month now. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
We
shout
saw
out
you
to
on the
you,
chat.
brother.
Shout out to you, bro. Any other ones?
Yeah, Captain said, Alyssa, my kind of woman.
Nah, bro, that was before she answered that last question. Man. You might want to rethink that one, Captain.
The captain's about to send another one in. Like, I don't know. Never mind.
All right, any other ones?
I got one more. It's not showing up on here, but I got it
Yeah.
on my phone. He said, this is from Black Wolf. He said, okay, ladies, let's say your man's best friend is a lesbian and she is more of his friend than you. What will you do? Will you accept them being friends, or would you end the relationship?
I like Black Wolf. Ladies, what are you doing with that? Go ahead, Keisha. Let's start off with you.
More of a friend than me.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
like-
Keisha, me and
That's
you.
weird.
So Keisha, me and you just met.
Yeah, it is weird now, isn't it?
Keisha, me and you just met, right?
Mhm.
But my best friend is, what is she, a lesbian?
Mm-hmm.
She's my bestie, man. Like, you can't tell me nothing. I've known her since second grade, all right? And we've never slept together, but we have slept naked in the same bed one time, like when she fell asleep.
Hold on.
Ho,
No,
ho.
Espérate
Oh.
un momentito. You guys slept naked. What is this?
Well,
She's
what I'm-
lesbian. It's okay.
She's a lesbian.
No, it's not okay. Both are naked.
Okay. So, it
If
like,
that's your bestie, that's my bestie too now.
I hear you.
Oh.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Shit.
Captain, she might be that type of woman. All right, I take that back. She needs to change some things, but she's good.
Oh my God.
Nah, but so how do you feel about that?
No, that's. I
Can she
mean,
stay?
If you say it like that, that's weird. Like, what the heck?
So I think it's weird when your best, and I know you have that one best friend that's not like that, but most guy best friends are like that. They're very touchy. They're
Yes.
very huggy.
Well,
They're
Why are
very.
you
with that.
sleeping
They're
naked
very
in the
kissy.
bed with your best friend?
I've literally had.
I've never slept
Oh,
naked.
shit,
in
yo,
my
Ah,
bed.
yeah.
Hey,
Ho, ho,
friend.
ho, ho,
Yo,
ho, ho.
that was
If
crazy.
I don't know if they're watching, but
Nah, they are. She super chatted.
okay. So like friends have slept naked and haven't done anything before. Like it happens. It does happen, guys. Or at least
And those were straight friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that's the equivalent to me. Like, would you be okay with me maintaining that friendship with her? Yes or no?
If it's like that, hell no.
No. What about you?
If you're sleeping naked together, no. Like
She's-
I
she's-
should be the only
But
one.
she's
you're
not
sleeping
into
naked with.
men. She's into women. So why does it matter?
Yeah.
But why
It
naked?
doesn't matter, but why are you
Naked's
both
just
naked?
Okay,
Yeah, that's
but
just,
she only
like,
did that
weird at
one
that
time.
point.
Okay.
Is she
So-
gonna sleep
Doesn't
naked with me?
matter.
I mean, what you trying to do? Stop
Sleep.
playing.
Y'all gonna sleep?
No, I'm just trying to like, you know.
Repo, come
Make
get
it
your
equal.
girl. Oh wait, no, that's Louisa. My
Yeah.
bad. My bad, Repo.
Come
That's
get her anyway.
Louisa. All right, cool. What about you? Can I keep my lesbian friend? Yes or no?
No, I mean I don't care about the sleeping in the same room, but sleeping naked like together. No.
Okay.
That's just a little weird.
All right, cool. Shout out to you. That was a good question.
We'll
Wolf.
shoot her
Shout out
off
to you, man.
Alyssa. So she can
All right, cool. Any other super chats?
Yeah, we got one from
Go ahead.
Captain. He said, "At what point are you asking too much out of your man?"
Ooh, good question. Start off with Keisha. Go ahead.
At what point are you asking too much of your man? To the point where you notice that he's stressed out when you ask him for like the simplest things, like, can you like rub my back, and it's like a big problem because you're always nagging him. Not only that, oh, can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? Oh, the bills are due. Oh, this is due. Oh, can you take me here? It's like just too much. It's like too much. When you see that your man starts lashing out over the smallest things, that you should take a step back and be like, okay, am I doing something wrong? What's going on? You know. So you gotta really think about that. You can't
Does
ask
your
too
man?
much of your
I'm
man.
sorry. Does your man financially provide for all your needs?
Not for all my needs
Okay.
because I work too. So
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Miss Elderberry?
I think if you're constantly asking, constantly taking, but you're not giving, that's too much right there.
Okay.
I think you need to also provide, and you're equals in the relationship. So like she
That's
always
wrong.
says, scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. And it's not that I'm keeping tally,
Give it
but
an X, bro.
oh Lord.
Yeah. 50 relationships are not 50-50. And even if they are, they're not sustainable.
I don't expect any man to sit here and just give, and me not do anything back. I don't think that's right either.
I'm not saying that,
But
but
that's what I was saying, and you said give me the X.
you're saying 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50, as in like if you're gonna do things for me, as I in turn am gonna do things for you.
It's
But
the
they're
wrong
not the
word
same.
choice.
But they're not the same things.
I'm not saying that they need to be
So just,
like in nature.
just say like yin and yang.
Well, like
balance.
50-50 is like equal, correct? So if I'm doing like if I'm paying bills, then 50-50 would be, in my idea, it would be like you paying bills, right? So like
but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be like in nature. So yeah, let's say you're paying the bills. I'm
but then it's not
holding down the
50-50
fort at the house.
because if I'm paying all the bills and you're giving me a back massage, that's not 50-50. You can maybe
but I'm
think
not
it's
only
50-50.
giving you a back massage. I'm giving you a back massage. I'm cooking dinner. I'm making sure the house is clean. I'm taking care of the kids.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot more than just giving you a back massage. The father of my kids, I literally used to put him to sleep every night, give him cosquilla, head to toe, cosquilla. That's how that man fell asleep every single day.
What
For the
is,
people that don't know what that is,
Oh,
Like
cosquilla,
cosquilla,
like
yeah,
little tickles.
The
So
little
I
tickles?
I have no problem submitting to a man. I have no problem.
Can
doing
you
things
reenact
for-
that on her?
no bullshit.
Yeah,
Like-
oh my God. Little tickles.
oh, you're talking about like the
Cosquilla.
oh, okay.
Cosquilla,
I
yeah.
thought you were
If you wanted a massage, it'd be a massage.
I
but
thought you
his
were
thing-
talking about like tickling the dude. Like,
No, oh
okay.
my God, no, like cosquilla. It's just
Okay.
like like it's to
Gotcha.
relax. Yeah, that was
Okay.
his thing. He preferred that over massage.
And you did it every night?
Every single night. That's how that man fell
And
asleep.
he left you?
I left him.
Oh, you left him. Wow. Shout out to hypergamy.
Oh, geez, it wasn't that either. It wasn't that.
All right,
either.
cool. What about you? At what point are women asking too much of a man?
I feel like right when it hits like too much material stuff.
Okay. Material stuff.
Yeah, too much. That's when it hits like, all right, you're asking for too much. You don't need that. You just want that.
Gotcha. I have a question for the ladies. So the type of guy that I am, I believe that men should provide for women like fully financially. Like I don't think a woman should have anything to worry about. Okay. I understand that people are different and everyone's relationship works different. That's cool. But I don't think that a man should do that unless he finds the right woman to do that too. Right. So like for instance, if I'm dating a girl, when we go out, I'll pay for everything. But until she moves in with me, I'm not paying for everything. Does that make sense? Because the last
Absolutely.
thing I want to do is have her nails done, her hair done, pay for her rent, and she's dealing with another dude on the side. You know what I mean? Do you ladies agree with that? Do you think that a man should provide from the moment he meets a woman or when she proves herself to be that woman? And we'll start off with you, Keisha. Go ahead.
Yeah, that has to be a gradual thing because a man should not like go like all in, and then the woman's like a piece of shit.
Yeah, at that point, that's your sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you? What do you think?
I think you should never put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay, what do you think about that, Kish?
No, I totally agree because nowadays some girls have gotten so smart they think they're on the conservative spectrum of like, okay, I do certain behaviors that are maybe more traditional, and now I expect the man to take care of me. I want a guy who gives me great experiences, but it's demanding so much from him, and you haven't stepped up to the plate to really meet those expectations, and then you're kind of just cheating him out of his finances. So you have to earn it. You have to get to that point. You have to gradually be tested too. Okay, if I come home and maybe you are at home too, and then I'm giving hypothetical because I'm not expecting my woman to cook, but maybe if she had the meals prepared, maybe if the house was cleaned, then you might think, okay, you're proving something to me, but you have to get to that level.
Yeah, it's amazing that for men, if a woman cleans and cooks, we're so fucking impressed.
That's all they need to do.
It's like we're sitting here like, yo, this is wifey.
Facts.
This is the fucking basics. This is where we've come to in life.
More important than geography.
Wow. I will say that. Yes. I will say
saved.
that. But here's the thing. This is why I say that men settle, because the basics are like fucking wifey material to us now, right? Like you cooking, washing the dishes, you cleaning, you doing stuff like that, doing laundry. That's wifey material to us. In the meantime, men have to provide a shit ton of stuff.
And even before that, guys have to settle because most of y'all aren't virgins.
Oh, for sure. That's a good point, bro. We're settling with just the fact that you guys aren't even virgins. But it's really rare to find a virgin nowadays, right? I mean, earlier I said someone super chatted, what's one thing you can take back? None of you guys said virginity or body count.
None of y'all.
So that's the type of world we live in. Let me ask you, you know what? Since we're on the topic, what are a woman's resources and what are a man's resources?
Resources as in what?
Like as far as like value, like what can you give a value to a guy, and what does a guy give you a value?
Mine
back?
is already gone.
Okay, so that's the
Don't,
one.
don't
thing?
be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, so that's the one thing.
No, not only.
You know what? That was a good one. Go ahead, Miss Elderberry.
Oh, Lord.
Give me another one.
What value can I provide?
Like what's a woman's resource? Like what is it, something that a guy typically looks for to decide whether a girl's a good girl or not, or like a wifey type or not?
The way you're wording this question, whether she's wifey type or not,
Yeah.
making sure she's not for the streets, that she's nurturing, that she can take care of the households.
Okay, those are good ones. What about you? Give me one.
Yeah. Don't embarrass your man.
Okay.
Honestly. Like,
Oh
don't
my
Now-
God.
embarrass your man.
Now those are good ones, and none of those cost money. None of those require for you to go out there and fucking work, right? Now, give me a resource that a guy has to bring into the relationship.
A resource.
A major one, yes.
Oh, man, damn.
Like one that you and your boyfriend can't live without. Like he has to do that one resource. What is it?
Well, he gotta make some money.
He got to make some money. Okay, cool.
Gotta
What
make
about
some
you?
money.
Loyalty.
Loyalty. What about you, chat? Let me know what you guys think, man.
Oh my
They're
God.
not gonna like my.
And what
answer.
about you?
I was thinking about respect.
Respect. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all could have said risk his life for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the difference between what women offer men and what men offer women? Do you think it's fair? I mean, he just said the fact that men are actually willing to die for women. I've never seen a situation out in public where like a shootings happen and the woman's like, "Come here, baby.
Yeah.
Let me
That's
take
because
this."
you're not hanging out with
let me-
women who carry.
Bro, let me
No,
take this
come
bullet.
on.
Like it just doesn't happen. And maybe with your situation, you'd be the one
I
exception.
have it concealed. I train actively.
You would never respect me after that. Be like, yo, yeah,
If-
I told you to get down and I protected you
Well,
with the gun.
as my
Nah.
man, I
I'm always like a little
also
bitch.
I also expect you to carry and to have one. But God forbid you go down, I'm coming in with mine.
But I'm already dead. Run
That-
away.
no,
Why
you're
are you
not
not running away?
necessarily- If there's he just said an active shooter.
Yeah.
If there's an active shooter, there's a better chance that a civilian in the premises with a gun can take that person down
Yeah, it's
versus
happened.
waiting for help to come.
Yeah, that's
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So if my man has a gun and my man happens to get shot, that it doesn't necessarily mean he's dead. He can be injured. But I have a better chance, especially if my kids are with me. I will risk my life for my man, for my kids, to protect them and protect everybody else. Like, you all will benefit from me caring,
Wow.
from me being trained. I'm not afraid of that. If I can protect everyone else.
Shout out to Miss fucking Elderberry,
Yeah,
bro.
shout out to you.
know.
For
Yeah.
real.
Savage,
Like,
straight
damn.
savage.
Yeah, this is what happens when you go camping and shit as a little kid.
I gotta start going
I'm
camping
a
and
tough
hiking.
cookie.
Yeah, she brings cookies to the studio, man. She's just really cool in that sense. She's a little delusional in some areas, but she's pretty cool overall. Repo. Oh wait, no, that's Luisa. My bad. Captain, come get your girl, Captain. All right. Any other super chats?
No, but Miyazaki Lee has a question.
All right. Shout out to the super. Yo, listen. Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are amazing. And shout out to Lee, man. I haven't seen Lee in a while. Go ahead.
Lee, you need a super chat to become a member, man.
Yeah, man. Guys, listen, man. Become members. It's really not that much. It's like $5. I think it's $4.99 actually. And that way you can get your names highlighted in the chat as well.
So he says, Miyazaki the pervert has a question. Ladies, do you think American women would be happier if most marriages were arranged?
No.
The devil.
Oh, goddamn. Can he finish?
The devil is too much choice. And then some Japanese.
You know what? That was a good question, Lee. Shout out to you, homie. Well,
from
clearly,
Japan.
they said no. What do you think about that?
I want to marry for love. Sure, in arranged marriage, you can grow to love somebody, but that should be my choice.
You
no
can
one
grow to love
else's.
anyone.
That's fine.
in
That
any
It should be
situation.
my choice who I marry. And I know that you're going to come in and you're going to say that men choose the relationship, and I agree with that, but I have say in that too.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. First of all, go ahead and answer that.
Yeah, I have to say no.
You say no, so all you said no. Okay. Yes, you do have a say so, and if you want to marry the guy, but let's say you want to marry a guy, he doesn't want to marry you. It doesn't matter,
Of course, it
right?
doesn't matter.
So in a sense,
takes two to tango.
but in a sense, whatever guy asks you to marry you, or I'm sorry, if he asks you to get married to him, then you're still being selected. Like, you're not technically
As
selecting a
I'm
guy.
selecting you as well.
No, that's not how it works.
No,
Because
not
if you
really.
wanted to,
It's more of you agreeing.
Yeah,
correct.
exactly.
You're just
I already
agreeing.
selected you. That means I am vetting you. I'm going on dates with you.
You got it
I'm
wrong,
seeing-
mama.
No.
You got it wrong.
I know that you choose.
Let's say you
whether
want to marry me,
wanna
right?
And
If
I have to
don't,
wait for you to pop the question.
but it's
and I
not just
agree.
that. If you can want to marry me, and if I don't want to marry you, we will never get married.
Absolutely.
So if I decide to marry you, I'm selecting you, and,
And I
you're
still
just
have
agreeing.
the option at that point
Yes,
to say no.
you do have the option, but
You're not going to say
if
no.
I don't ask you to marry
No,
you never
because
have
at
that
that
option.
point, I probably love him, and I'm like, yay.
But see, this is the thing, and Anwar, you can go ahead and speak to this, bro. Women that are in arranged marriages, they actually tend to be happier than
because
women here in the West.
Think about it. Your family is pairing you up with another, family's child. Your parents know what's best for you most of the time. They're not gonna put you in a fucked up situation. Yes, there is that minority where your parents might sell you off for money, and then you're in like the fuck up situation. But most of the time, your parents are not gonna do that. They're gonna
And
place
that
you
usually
with
involves like
someone.
women practically being traded for money
not-
and cattle.
no.
Yo,
no.
why do you go to the extreme?
Yeah, that was
No.
extreme.
Why?
I want to comment
Go
on
ahead,
this.
yeah.
Go
because
ahead.
My parents had an arranged marriage. Now, a lot of different cultures, how they practice arranged marriages, when it's more modernized, yes, women have the choice to say no to. But the idea is, don't think of it that extreme. Think of it this way. Your families are vetting each other, and they're looking in other high value families.
Correct.
They're making sure that that person didn't have any red flags, whether they're rapist or criminal or yada yada yada. So they're doing that work for you. They're basically almost bringing you a gift and saying, would you like to accept this gift? So ignore the idea of it's completely forced where you don't have a choice. That's the minority. That's not how it is anymore.
Correct.
But if your mom or dad knew another family member and they said, okay, look at this guy, maybe you want to talk to him, maybe he's done really well, he takes care of his family, he's a leader, he has a lot of good qualities, and they're kind of arranging it where, yes, maybe there's a high chance you guys would be very compatible. You should talk to each other. This would be a good compliment to you.
I think that's okay, but that's not necessarily then arranged.
No,
Like, you're
that's
arranging the meetup.
That's
the-
modern arranged marriage now.
okay, then
Yeah.
there's still more choice than still involved.
Yes,
because when you say arranged marriage, I'm thinking like, okay, like they're making this decision for
Yeah,
me,
like it's like
and
Oh, yeah, like
the
blind
choice,
date
the
type of
choice is
thing.
pretty much taken from me.
that used to happen, but even
So
then,
then this is more
yeah.
modernized.
Yes, yes.
arranged.
Okay, and I understand where you're coming from, right? I get it, but typically, like if your parents and your entire family is doing the research to make sure you end up with a good guy, that doesn't really seem like a bad thing to me. Like the way I see it is,
Not the way he's saying it. No.
okay, and the way I see it is like, if I have a daughter, right, and my daughter comes to me is like, hey, I just want to marry this guy, I'm gonna be confused about that guy. I'm gonna want to know about this guy, and I may not have much time to get to know him, opposed to like me and his mother and her brother or whatever it is, like we're actually like getting to meet him before. Then we say, you know what, like this is actually a pretty good guy. You should probably consider talking to him. It is different, and I think it's way better. And I think this is why they do better over there as far as like happiness, and they have better family units. And then in the West, you see everybody here, and he can attest to this. Everybody's on drugs. Everybody's on pills.
yeah, whether that's prescribed medication or street medication. A lot of
Exactly.
people are. Yeah.
So shout out to the U.S.
And
for that.
Anwar, correct me if I'm wrong. Arranged marriages have a lower divorce rate.
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay, Anwar, you want to give us your 2 cents on that, bro? Because I know you're very educated on this one.
I mean, I think a lot of people have it confused when they hear arranged marriages. Like Alyssa, they all have that perception of it. But you got to think about it. Your family, for the most part, in general, has your best interest. You know, like they're gonna pick some guy that they think you'll like. They're not trying to like set you up for failure.
Yeah.
As long as I have choice in the matter, I don't care if they want to come and it's like, hey, talk to fulano. That's okay. That's okay. It's the sense of not having the choice and be like, hey, this is the one we've chosen. Like,
Yeah.
don't fuck it up.
I mean, like going back in the day, like if you had two families that are powerful,
Yes,
you're not gonna have the choice.
yes,
Yeah.
and
I think that's different because then that usually involves like status and politics and
yes,
business arrangements.
but that's what I think that people that's the extreme that I think women think of when they're thinking about arranged marriages. I'm thinking about like Aladdin, where she basically like had to marry like a prince, and she was like, no, I want this like poor guy, you know what I mean? And I think that's what women think about, like the Disney version, but it's not like that usually. Shout out to the chat, man. Any super chats?
Yeah, we got a bunch. Heisey says, why is it that when a woman ignores a man, they chase a woman more?
Interesting. Go ahead.
I think that's for you guys.
Why is it that when a woman ignores a man, they chase the woman? Oh, that's for us. Go ahead. I'll let you
I'll
start.
answer.
Yeah.
Usually, because with some of this, whether it's a red pill or pickup stuff, they're framing it and they're thinking that, oh, this is a shit test. The girl is just ignoring you. You have to chase her more. You have to approach her more. You have to give her more attention.
Yeah.
And they get this, whether this negative reinforcement from other males, and then they just become this little puppy dog that's chasing after her. Like, okay, now I'm gonna like her story. Now, spam her with a 1,000 DMs.
There you go.
I'll hit her with the good morning, and she's like, I don't even know who the heck you are.
Yeah.
You know, so they reinforce that bad behavior, and that's definitely a low quality male behavior, because you should be able to clearly tell what point she's interested or not, and when she's not interested, just leave her alone.
Yeah, I would say that most guys actually do enjoy the chase, right?
Yeah.
And again, those are low value guys. They really have nothing but time.
Yeah.
I find that women love guys that text them all day long, every day. Good morning, baby, blah, 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 blah. Those guys are typically the guys that you guys end up cheating on or you don't want to be with, because it's like they're not doing anything with their time and life.
Facts.
Right? Another thing is that there's some guys that will play the waiting game because they just want to get you. And once they get you, and I've seen this where like a guy and a girl are friends for a year or two, once he smashes, it all changes. That dude changes up real quick, and then all of a sudden he's not your friend no more.
He has the power now. He already hit.
Yeah. Listen, man, this is why I say men conquer. When that guy conquers you, you gave away, you relinquished your fucking power. It's gone. And that guy can always say, I took that. Word. So this is why men have a big problem with, like, if you have 50 bodies, you let 50 dudes take that shit from you. I got a problem with that. Cool. Shout out to the chat, man. Any other ones?
Also, Miyazaki had an addition to his question. He said, I would also like to point out that arranged marriages have a 4% divorce rate.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
And then-
That is good as fuck.
And then he said, marriage is not about love, nor has it ever been about love. Bizarre Western concept.
Wow. Fucking spitting.
Yo,
facts.
shout out to you, Miyazaki. Shout out to
Yo,
you.
listen, ladies. That, even though it may not be pretty to hear, is the fucking truth. I think this is one of the biggest problems that I have when people have kids, is that it's always like about their feelings. Bro, you decided to have a fucking kid. Like, it's not about you anymore. It's about the kid. You know what I mean? And I think that people kind of mistakenly say, oh, but I'm not in love with him anymore. So, you know, I don't want him to see his kids anymore, or you know, I don't want him to be around anymore. And it's like, it's never been about love. It's what, you know, they've tried to confuse us to say, because listen, man,
It's to sell shit.
but yo, back in the 40s and 50s, a lot of people didn't fucking love each other, but they stayed with each other, right? It wasn't until recently, maybe like what, 80s, 90s, 200s, where like people are all of a sudden like, oh, I don't love him, I can just divorce, right? But back in the day, it was like when you got married, that was a fucking vow, bro. Like under
That was
God,
sacred.
like that was sacred. Like if you like, they literally were like, the only way you could remarry is if like your partner dies.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, nah, I'm just bored. Yeah, divorce.
3 months later.
Right. So, shout out to you, Lee, man. That was
dating,
really great.
Dating's just so fucked. because of
Really great.
that.
Yeah.
People give up so easy, and that doesn't mean like let someone walk all over you, but like fight for that relationship. Like people quit.
Yeah.
Way too easy.
I 100% agree, man.
But if a guy tries to fight, you're gonna dislike him even more. You're gonna be like, "Yo, look at this simp trying."
Yeah, here's what I'll say is Anwar, what's the percentage of women that initiate divorces? 78%. That's almost 80%. Holy shit, that's a lot. Women typically get bored in relationships / marriages. And don't get me wrong, ladies, I already know where you guys are gonna go. Well, what about the shitty guys? Yes, there's a lot of shitty guys out there for sure. Okay. But typically what I've come to understand is that if a man gives you his resources, his money, his time, we know that shit, we can't get it back, right? So why are we gonna leave? Like, why would I invest this into somebody else when I can just keep it with you or just try to fix? There's a saying, it's cheaper to keep her, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's better. It's like, why not work it out? But women initiate 80% of divorces, which is fucking crazy. Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are lit
Shout out
tonight.
to the chat.
Any other ones?
Yeah, Repo said, I miss Cosquillas.
Shout out to fucking Repo. Any other ones?
Jen said, what is something you learned from your past relationship?
Good question, man. Keisha, go ahead and start off.
Don't rush things.
Don't rush things. What about you, Ms. Elderberry? Don't give him any elderberry.
Yeah, don't rush things, and I think it's communication is key.
Okay.
And if there's ever a problem, you need to talk it through. You also need to be respectful of space, because sometimes people need space.
Okay.
And I think communication is key, and you need to be able to sit down and have those hard conversations, because if you can't, you're doomed.
Damn, you made a lot of mistakes in your last relationship, huh?
I didn't say it was me.
Oh, okay. It was all him. I knew it was all him.
No, I'm not saying it was
I
all
knew
him.
it was all
like,
him.
We each had our faults, but at the end of the day, I was always trying to fix things, and
Yeah.
he couldn't meet me halfway.
But it said, "What did you learn?"
I
guess
learned
that's what
that
she learned.
communication
Yeah.
is
Okay.
vital.
So
yeah,
you were
on both sides.
you were always trying to fix things, but you still ended up leaving him?
Yes, because he wasn't willing to step up and meet me halfway and willing to work on things until I made the decision to leave. That's when he was ready to try.
Okay.
And
What
at that
about
point,
you?
it was too late.
Okay, what about you? Something you learned from your last relationship?
Always be honest, no matter how hard.
There
the
you
truth
go.
is.
Yeah,
Listen, man, why?
So you
It's
was
hard.
lying?
Yeah, she was out here lying,
Just on one thing. but I
replying
can't
to DMs,
No.
doing all this stuff.
No,
Listen,
Eric.
here's the thing with guys, and I'm kidding with her, right? She's really cool. What I'm saying is, guys don't like to be embarrassed. Lying is very embarrassing. If you lie to me, if you almost lie to me, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing for both sides.
But it's more embarrassing for the men.
Way more.
Okay, it's way more embarrassing. You can sit here and disagree with me. I'm telling you, women will get over certain things, but men will hold on to that shit. Okay, because we don't ask for much, and that's one of the main things we ask for is be honest, don't embarrass me. Okay, So, like for instance, I can embarrass you. You'll hate me for that shit, but you can get over it in about a year.
If you're lying to me and you're making me look stupid, I can't forgive that.
Yo, I was in a relationship for 12 years. The girl lied to me at the beginning, and I didn't find out until a year after. I never let that shit go.
And you shouldn't.
I never let it go. So what I'm saying is men typically do not get over lies.
Lying's the one boundary I can never ever get over.
Right, because
Lying and
because
respect.
here's the thing. When you lie to someone, now you got to question the whole relationship.
And you question everything from that point, from before that, moving forward.
Yes.
Everything is like, well, are they lying now? Like they did it to me once.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing as cheating. They did it once.
Which is why I asked earlier, do you think
Like, to
lying
me,
is
that's
cheating?
huge.
And she said no. I said, do you think lying is cheating? And she says no. And the reason why
I don't think it's cheating, but I think it's terrible.
well,
to
if you're
do.
lying to me, in my opinion, and I know I'm not like most men, I think that's cheating. Because if I'm putting my trust in you, you're gonna sit here and lie. I feel like that's cheating. I don't appreciate it, right? Because I'm a very honest person.
Let me ask you.
What's the face for?
No, the face is for like lying and cheating.
Yes.
How do they correlate?
Okay.
Because if I lie,
okay.
if you ask me, for example, if you ask me, oh, were you talking to this dude, right?
Uh-huh.
And I lied to you, and I tell you no, and I really was.
Uh-huh.
That's obviously that's cheating.
Yes.
If I was entertaining another guy for whatever reason, that's cheating.
Okay, so give me an
right?
example of
So
you lying to me where it's not cheating.
I mean, I don't lie in general.
Okay, give me an example of someone lying where it's not cheating.
The example you used earlier, let's say her man didn't want her to go out with her girlfriends. Let's say he was out of town, but she went ahead and she did it anyways. She's not cheating on him. She's lying to him, and that's bad in itself.
That's cheating.
You just went out with your girlfriends.
Yeah, to me, and I get it. To maybe the guys that you deal with, they don't think that's cheating. Maybe they'll just be like, "Oh, I'm just mad you did it." To me, that's cheating, because if I'm willing to fucking provide for you, give you a lifestyle, die for you, do all these things, give you my resources, my time, my energy, and you're gonna fucking lie to me and go behind my back and do something I told you not to do, that is cheating to me.
I understand why you say that. I do. I understand it, because you're being cheated out from the truth.
Yeah,
it's a type of disrespect,
and it's extremely disrespectful. Again, like the one huge boundary for me is lies. Like I need people to be, because I'm a very honest and transparent person, and I expect that to be reciprocated. The second you lie to me, I can't trust anything that ever comes out of your mouth again.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to question the entire past.
Right. Yeah.
So I understand
That's
why
a
you're
good point.
saying it's cheating.
Yeah.
Even though the act wasn't necessarily cheating, I do understand what you mean.
Well, I think society tells women that it's not cheating in today's age, because there's like a slight little loophole where you're like, well, I technically,
but it's still lying and it's still disrespect.
I think it's still like, and I think if the guy does it, it's still cheating too. I just think that men should be honest with women too, where like, if I'm dating a woman, I'm gonna tell her straight up, listen, man, I like you, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna provide for you, I'm gonna protect you, I'll be willing to die for you. But yeah, every now and then, like, I want to do this, and if it's up to you whether you want to accept it or not, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So now, if I go ahead and do that one thing I told you I might do, I told you about it. You chose to stay. It is what it is. Now, for women, I think in this, because men really value. There's a reason why, like it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys an example. Right, one of my boys came here the other day. Literally came over here just to talk. And my girl was here, literally just chilling, cleaning, you know. And something happened to where I was like, hey, babe, by the way, I don't do this anymore. And no questions asked. She was like, okay, cool, done. And my boy was like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, it's so rare for women to just be so submissive and understanding to a guy's like demand, that he's like, yo, that's a wifey material right there. Like that one trait is like so wifey material, because women nowadays, they're always combative. But why do I have to do that? But how come? Like, it's like you guys don't want to listen anymore. You know what I mean? You guys are, it's different now, man. Chat, let me know if you guys agree with me. What about you, Kish? What do you think about that?
Yeah, especially when you're vetting that man and you have the 100% trust in him, you know this is the man of your future. It comes to a point where it's just like, don't even question it. Like to a similar degree, you know, it's not necessarily with the girl. I convince my parents because they trust me with everything. So when I say I'm doing certain things for the family, I'm making certain financial decisions, when they have 100% trust in me, they don't ask me anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this? $10,000 investment in this thing. They don't ask me anymore.
Yeah.
Now that's a different relationship. It's with parents, but when there's that 100% trust, when there is, now we have to ask that question: is there 100% trust?
Yes.
Maybe are we not being submissive or respecting that person because actually you don't respect him?
Yeah.
Right.
That is a
Because
good fucking point.
if that guy is taking care of everything, and I say in this situation, because most guys can't.
Yeah.
Let's be clear about that. Most guys can't. But when you get that rare opportunity and that person comes and he actually has the ability to do all those things, you have to think at this moment, is it smart for me to debate him?
Yes.
Should I question him? He's been taking care of things. He's been showing that he's been taking care of things. He's been
Yes.
showing he's been handling my issues and, helping me elevate to the next level.
Yeah.
Should I really debate him?
You make some really good points. And ladies, I would say this. Everything he said, I agree with. So my question to you is, do you think that a woman that, like, let's say hypothetically speaking, that situation we did earlier where you just went out, you didn't talk to a guy, you didn't mess with a guy, but you went out, you dressed the way you wanted to, I told you not to. Do you think that even though it was technically a white lie, do you think that that's respecting your man?
No, I said it before. That's disrespectful.
So it's disrespectful.
Because you're asking me to do something, in this case, like an outfit, and it's like raunchy, is showing a lot, like, and you're my man, you're looking for my best interest.
Yeah.
You don't want no random coming up to me, that want unwanted attention.
Yeah.
And I'm out by myself.
So I guess we're all gonna agree here that if you do something your man tells you not to do, it's disrespectful. Correct?
Okay.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what
It
the
is
situation is,
disrespectful.
right?
Okay.
Mhm.
So Keisha, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Isn't it disrespectful for you not get rid of that gay friend?
What?
Isn't it disrespectful for me to, if I ask you to get rid of that gay friend, not to get rid of that gay friend?
And then you don't get rid of the gay friend.
Yeah.
I hate y'all. I mean, if it's something that was spoken about, and my man in this case, he put his points, and they are valid points, and I still like don't get rid of that friend, it could be considered disrespectful.
How long have you been with your man?
Yeah.
2 years and a little bit more.
Do you trust him?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so
100%.
Yeah, I trust
Okay,
him.
so if he tells you what he explained just recently,
Mhm.
where he doesn't even get questioned anymore because that's how much trust his family has in him.
Mhm.
Why does your friend still have to make all these valid points in order for you to just do what he's asking you to do?
Wait, my friend or
Like your
Or
boyfriend,
boyfriend.
like why does he have to make all these valid points for you to like leave your friend?
because it's like you want me to stop talking to that person, but why?
But if you have complete
Because I
trust in
told
him,
Why?
you.
if you have complete trust in
But
him,
I'm
you're
but
not
the way
questioning
the
him.
way I am, maybe they can't relate. The way I am, I'm gonna ask, not because I'm trying to be disrespectful or because I'm trying to.
What I'm saying is,
be
to a
in
man,
the
it's very, very attractive if I ask you as a woman, hey, don't do this or do this, and you're like, okay, cool, it's done. Like,
no, I
what's
get
the
no,
biggest issue?
I get that, but the way that I am, I'm gonna ask you. It's not because I'm trying to battle you or trying to get into a big argument or nothing. I just want to understand where you're coming from.
But see, I understand where you're coming from if you just met the guy, but you've been with your guy for over 2 years. You said you completely trust him 100%. So then why is there still questioning? Why is there still debating?
why
Why
does
is
his
there back
answer
and
matter?
forth?
Because that's just how I am.
Okay, so what happened if I just say because he's a guy? Are you gonna get rid of him now? I gave you a
Right.
point. I gave you a valid
that
point.
doesn't make any sense
Exactly.
to me.
Okay,
Okay.
what I'm saying is that first of all, I'm happy that you're in a healthy relationship. Congratulations to you.
Shout out to you.
My thing is, if you really trust your guy, like you said you do for 100%, then you're not gonna question him, bro. It's just automatic, right? It's like, I trust you. You lead me the right way. You take care of my needs. I know I got a future with you. I'm not even gonna sit here and debate you or try to ask you why. It is what it is. A friend of mine said,
Not for me.
not for
Not
you?
for me.
Or you
Okay.
can even ask him
when
later.
I
You can even ask him later if in that moment he says, just follow through with what I'm asking you to do, and you agree, and then he'll say, okay, we'll discuss it later, but right now I need you to trust me. Just follow through with my request, and then we'll discuss it later. How would that be for you?
Okay, if we discuss it, that's okay. But knowing how I am, I'm always gonna ask why. Because I want to understand where you're coming from. That's
Yeah.
where the communication comes through. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because if
Yeah,
I
but-
ask you for
the
something,
thing-
hold on. If I'm asking you to do something you're not gonna automatically tell me, "Oh yeah, let me do it." You're gonna ask me,
We're not the
what's-
same.
No, I know that.
Also,
I'm putting like in this example, right? If you ask me to do, if I ask you to do something, and then you're like, "Why?" That's not like an immediate spark for an argument. I'll be like, "Look, this is how I feel."
Go ahead,
you're,
Alwan.
you're
You know what
asking
I'm saying?
why to qualify his answer to then based on like what you're gonna do after that.
Yeah. I literally just gave you an
Yeah.
example. I said because I don't like he's a guy, and you were
Yeah.
like, "Well, that's not a valid reason."
Yeah.
Like,
To
it doesn't
me,
matter.
it's not.
It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
it
Just
doesn't
because he's a
matter.
guy?
Yeah, it does.
Like if it's a guy, like if he was a straight
Okay,
guy,
how about this?
whatever.
I-
Like obviously I have to drop him because
Okay.
guys'
Keisha.
intentions. Hold on, because guy friends' intentions is to sleep with you.
Okay, Keisha.
So why
I
would I
understand
keep
where you're
that man
coming
around?
from, but and I respect what you're saying. That's cool. You want
Yeah.
to stand on that? That's cool. But then if that is the case, then you don't trust your man 100%.
I do.
No,
You can't have the cake and eat it too.
Well, I do.
You either trust him 100% to lead you and make the decisions, or you trust him 90% or 95%, and you kind of trust him to make the decisions. But on certain things, you're willing to fight him on it.
I'm not. I didn't say I'm willing to fight him on it.
Well,
I
you're-
said I'm willing.
Keisha.
No. Espérate un momentito.
You're asking her
I'm
to drop
going-
her best friend.
Yeah,
It-
like-
it's okay to be like, did you see something that's concerning?
It's the communication.
If you're out in public and you're like, hey, trust me on this, just do this, I won't ask questions. But this is different.
Yeah.
This is an established relationship she's had for a long time. It's okay for her to be like, hey, is there something you know that I don't know?
Okay, it's okay for her to ask that, but then she's gonna choose her option after I tell what it is. I just
That's
told
what
her.
we're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. I
You're
told
trying
her.
to save her, and you're wrong.
Yeah, you're, like that's what it is.
Yeah, because I get
That's
what
your
you're saying.
opinion.
No.
No.
As
no.
how can you tell?
Lord.
Look, as men, how can you sit here and tell us that our opinions are wrong? This is how we feel about
I'm
the
not saying your
situation.
We're
opinion's
not
wrong.
saying
All
that
I
it's
said was that
wrong.
is your opinion. I didn't
Okay.
say your opinion was wrong.
Okay.
I'm just saying
Well,
I
there you
can
go.
I can understand.
Yeah.
This is a relationship that she's had for a long time.
It doesn't matter.
If you see something that he's not good for her for XYZ reason, that's a whole other story. And that's something that you can be like, hey, look, I've seen this. Like, I don't think he's for you. I don't think he's
Okay.
your actual friend.
Alyssa, I'm not saying that a guy should just say do this and like it should never be discussed.
Yeah.
I'm saying if I tell you to do this, I expect you to do it. And if you want to talk about it later, yes, we can talk about it later. But you're not going to sit here and make me tell you reasons why you should not do this or why you should do
I'm
this.
not always.
My
And
thing
maybe
is, and
that's
look,
because how
and-
I am. But
okay,
I'm not
and what I'm
always
saying
going to
is-
follow what you say blindly.
okay, and what I'm saying is that's great, good for you. I'm glad you're staying on that. But then at the same time, you can't sit here and say I trust my boyfriend 100% because then you don't, right? You either trust him.
We have
You
different
you
opinions.
hold on.
We
You
different-
either
we have
you
different
either
opinions.
trust your boyfriend slash fiance, whatever he is, 100% of the time, or you trust him 99% of the time. But that's not 100% of the time.
Yeah, if you just said you're not gonna follow someone blindly, so that means you don't trust him 100%.
I do trust him,
The
but
way
I'm
that-
not gonna.
You
But I'm
trust
not gonna,
him when it's
I trust-
convenient.
No, it's not when it's convenient. I trust him, but I'm not gonna follow blindly. Like I want to understand where you're coming from.
Okay, and I told
You know what I'm
I just
saying?
don't like because he's
Yeah.
a guy,
The
and
way
then you
that
said
you're
that's not a
wording
valid point.
Yeah,
Also-
but the way that
It's
you're
not.
wording it is like you're telling her, hey, you need to drop this friend. As if she's gonna turn around and be like, hey, fulano, like it's
Like
it's
I'm not gonna
over.
talk
That's
to you
how it
anymore.
should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It should be like
But
that.
why can't, instead of turning around because you want her to act in that moment?
She is not my equal. Why do I have to explain myself to her? Now I can give her the reasons later.
Lord have
What I'm
mercy.
saying is, right now, I'm telling you to do this. If you trust me 100% of the time, you're not gonna sit here and ask me why. You're just
Well-
gonna do it.
What if you say gay people or gay friends encourage hoe activities? Gay friends, like gay best friends, encourage hoe activities.
But this is the problem, Anwar. Now she, based off what your answer is, now she's gonna tell you, well, no, that's not a good enough reason.
Yeah,
That
But
and that's
it's-
the problem. But and that's my problem.
haven't
My
even
problem.
answered.
Look, okay, but my problem is you either. All I'm saying is whatever. Stand on that. I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with that. That's your friend. That's your best friend. Cool. But you either trust them 100% of the time, or you trust them 95, 99% of the time. Like you can't say I trust him 100%. He can make all like. If you say like if I say I trust you with everything, which I haven't met anyone like that yet. Right. But like, I can't sit here and say I trust you 100% of the time and then be like, oh, yeah, but like sometimes like I just want to know why. Like it doesn't work like that.
If her friend is encouraging hoe activities,
That's
he
not
doesn't
a
have
friend.
her
That's not a
be-
good friend.
exactly.
Like,
He doesn't
that's
have
toxic.
her best interest in
That's
hand.
not what Anwar said. He said generally, like gay
Ge-
friends encourage that. So I want you to drop your
But
gay friend.
we're using her and her best friend as an example. So I'm saying if her best friend, her gay best friend, is encouraging that, that's not a friend, especially
not.
knowing that she's in
And
a
I'll
committed
drop them like this.
relationship.
I will have no
Okay.
problem.
But there's still a possibility of it happening. There's a probability.
Yeah.
Like
Ladies,
that's like, oh, you can go to the club because there's a probability that a guy's not going to slap your ass.
ladies, these are really good points. I'm not upset at all. These are really, like, even both sides. I respect both opinions. We have some super chats, bro.
Yeah. Captain said, Alyssa, I carry. If I went down, would you really protect me or just the kids?
I would absolutely protect you, protect the kids,
I
and
believe
protect
her.
whatever people are around us.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid in that situation. When it comes to fight or flight, I don't freeze up.
Yeah, and I do believe her. And shout out to my boy Repo. He carries too. Shout out to Luis over here.
Two-way rights.
Black Wolf asks, how to tell she's wifey? Smash, sandwich, and silence. Give the Gok 9000 while feeding me a tuna melt as I watch Dragon Ball Super.
I like
Superhero.
Wolf, bro. Wolf, come to the studio, Wolf. I like you, bro. Shout out to you. Any other ones?
Yeah, Repo said, I'm still waiting for Luisa to hit my DM.
You already did him.
Shout out to my boy Repo. Any other ones?
Repo asked, which women want kids? More kids, Alyssa?
More kids for you, Alyssa? Yes or no?
I'm perfectly happy and content with my 2. If I meet a man who doesn't have kids and wants kids, I'm absolutely open to having more. If I meet someone who has kids and doesn't want more, I'm also okay not having more. So I'm okay with my 2, and I'm also open to more if the opportunity presents itself, and obviously both parties want it and all the boxes check off.
Question for you, since you're the only one that has kids, if I'm not mistaken. What if you, and I know you said you do want to have, like, you're open to it, but like, you do understand that most men that want to date you, keyword most, they're gonna want to have kids, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, if they don't have kids, then most likely they will want to have kids, and I'm totally open to that.
But even if they do have kids, I'm pretty sure
if they have kids and want more kids, again, if all the boxes check off and we love each other and we both want more kids, absolutely, let's have a whole fucking village.
Okay, cool. Shout out to you. What about you? Do you want to have kids? Yes or no?
Yes. I love children.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. How soon?
Well, I wanted to have kids when I was 21.
Because you're about to leave your prime, so.
Oh my gosh. I did want to have kids, at least my first child, at 21, but things happen, so it wasn't meant to be. But I leave that up to God, hopefully soon. But yeah.
Okay. What about you? You want to have kids?
I have answered this question many times. I like my men with kids already, but I don't close the door.
Repo, go ahead and make some kids, bro. you have a better chance if you get some kids.
But you didn't even hear what the other part
Go
of
ahead.
my answer. I said I do like men with kids already, but I'm willing to have kids, like if the door is open.
Gotcha.
If he
Okay.
wants kids.
Shout out to you. Any other super chats?
Yeah, Repo. He said, Kish, did you feel pressured as a young teen to be successful to make your family happy?
Good question, Repo.
Wow.
I wouldn't say I feel pressured because a lot of in our Asian society, I'm speaking on Indian families, we're told, when you grow up, become a doctor, a lawyer, engineer. Now, when someone asks me, oh, did you always know you wanted to be a doctor growing up? Now, depending on who this person is, oh, yes, I always love to take care of people. I just want to help the sick and the elderly. Whereas the real answer was, when I was born, my parents were like, oh, you're going to be a doctor. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it.
That is a really good question, Revo. Shout out to you.
Well, no, it's not pressure because in a sense, like I'm reaping all the benefits now. You want your kids to be successful, and certain families and certain ethnic backgrounds, they kind of know what are the more successful fields. So they kind of have insight into saying, do you want to learn to do art, or do you want to go into playing an instrument, or, doing this? How about doing the tried and trusted method of what yields status and income? So I trusted my parents, and I was like, all right, I'll just do it.
Shout out to
So
you.
this is like somewhat of like kind of arranged marriage. It's arranged career.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Your parents know what's best for you.
But also, when we talk about arranged marriage, it's not like, unfortunately, in certain situations, girls don't have much of a choice. But even if my parents are saying, oh, you should marry the girl or whatever, at the end of the day, I still get the choice.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Any other ones?
We got one. It's not a super chat, but I think it's a good
Go ahead.
question. Question for Dr. Kish. When do you think is the best time for female physicians to start a family?
Okay, I hope my sister's not watching. I would say some people have gotten it done in medical school. After you finish medical school, there's a thing called residency that's like 3 or 4 years. It depends on the specialty. It's very time consuming. You're working like 80-hour weeks. You're making minimum wage. You're under constant stress and pressure. So it's really challenging. And so, because honestly, sometimes it's just like, if you're becoming a female physician, you are really delaying the time to have a family. And then you're battling against your own biological clock.
Yeah.
So I would honestly say probably when your residency is completed, because yes, you'll be working 40-hour weeks and you'll be more financially grounded.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say after residency is the best time to start a family.
Cool. Shout out to you, man. That's a great answer. Any other ones?
No, but
okay.
There's a lot of questions that aren't super chatted.
Yeah, that's cool. And from any members, bro, let's make sure we prioritize the members, bro.
Yeah, got you. No, they're all not members.
Okay, cool. Well, then we've gone over 2 hours. I want to go ahead and get your opinion on the show, ladies, and a question for the guys on the panel. So questions, thoughts on the show, and then a question for the guys on the panel.
I love this panel, honestly.
Yeah, this was
That's
a
really my
great,
favorite.
shout out to the great panel. Listen, guys, great panel. Everybody's super. I don't think I had to curse out of all this show. It just goes to show you that like I can have a good fucking show if we don't have strippers, OnlyFans models,
Punch her in the face,
corn stars. Shout out to the panel. The
It's
panel
not
was
too late to
amazing.
start throwing water and throwing fists.
Okay, so you thought it was a great panel.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
that's about it.
question for the
So
guys.
guys,
Any question?
Probably to you, but I'm still thinking about it honestly. So
Okay,
I'll ask
we
you
can get
after
back
the
to you.
show.
Okay, cool. What about you, Ms. Elderberry? Thoughts on the show?
I love this panel. I enjoy when there are intelligent people at the table. I think it opens the door to have better and deeper, more meaningful conversation. And even though we all didn't agree on some topics, we were still able to have very healthy debate. We kept it respectful. And I think that that's very important in all aspects of life. But yeah, this panel was lit. Thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks to you. Thanks for the cookies. Question for the panel of guys.
Question for the panel of guys.
It could be anything about guys, anything you want to know. Why do we think this way? Why do we act this way? Anything at all. We'll come back to you. Thoughts on the show?
Wow, I like this panel, of course. A table full of intellectuals. We did have great debates. Yeah, even if we didn't disagree, I know I was a little strong on my points, but it was.
Women are strong on their points when they switch it up to Spanish.
Yeah.
They're strong. Espérate. Okay, espérate.
But yeah, I do have a question for all the guys. Where do you see yourself in the next year or so?
Nice. Okay, let's start off with you, Dr. Kish.
In the next year, I will be building up my medical consulting business to a higher degree because I'm trying to work for myself and not be so much in the corporate clinic world. I see that. I don't see myself in Miami. It's still too crazy. I don't know. Maybe in a year, maybe married. Probably not. My parents want me to have some kids, but I'm just hitting my prime right now.
You're your prime, bro.
Yeah.
Enjoy it because these girls have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about I'm talking about girls in general. Trust me, in their 20s, they're enjoying it.
Yeah. Just advancing more in my career, making sure I have a really good network in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Because you see, a lot of people over here, their thinking is simple, basic, and then maybe if you guys notice in us, we're not from Miami. Our thinking, our discussion, our communication is a lot different than people over here. So I want to build upon those relationships with these guys.
And shout out to you, Dr. Kish. I'll say this, man. You're one of the most humble dudes I know. The amount of connections that you have that people don't even know that you have is crazy, man. So shout out to you, man. You're a really good guy, really great guest as well. What about you? A year from now, what's up? Where do you want to be at?
Start another self-sufficient company that I have other people working on. I don't really have to do anything. I sit back, I can relax, and maybe start another company. try to be a little more uncomfortable, try to, you know, test my limits, see what I could do differently. I'll maybe go skydiving, shark diving, you know,
Oh
try
my
some
God.
crazy shit.
Basil, I'll go skydiving. with you.
I'll go shark
Didn't
diving.
you go? I saw
I'd
one of
love
your posts.
skydiving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
I want
God,
to get my
that's-
license. So
I
I
ain't
can
doing
jump
Too
that
off.
shit.
much.
Nice.
I'm not
Yeah.
You
doing
gonna do
Too
that
that?
much.
Kish,
So
I'm gonna get Kish because he said no. Now I have to get him to do
And
it.
if you
We're
want to
going
shark
skydiving.
dive, I'll go with you too.
Oh my
'Cause
gosh, you
anything with a
guys are
good adrenaline
crazy.
rush, that's right up my alley.
all
I'm
right,
not
cool.
trying to die. I gotta save people.
All right, so for me, a year from now, man, I would love to get to 1 million subscribers, man. Would love that. I fucking
Hell yeah.
dedicate my time and fucking energy after the shows. All I think about is you guys. You know, questions, things we can upgrade on. We actually did some upgrades as well today. We ordered some new stuff for you guys. Would love to get to that point. Realistically speaking, if we can get to like 100, 200,000 K, that would be great. Yeah, bro. I live and breathe and eat this shit sometimes. Like even like, you know, Jews, I'd be like, you gotta eat, you know what I mean? So like, and they can attest to this shit. Like we talk about this every time. Like we have a meeting every single day about this. What about you, Anwar?
First of all, I want the channel to blow up. As Eric said, like 100, 200, 300, 400K subscribers. I also want my car channel to blow up. I want to be doing reviews like way more often. It's something I've taken a break on since we started doing this, but I'm trying to get back into it. So
Yeah, and make sure you guys go follow his car channel, man. He's
Yeah,
really
facts.
fucking gifted when it
When's
comes
your
to
next
cars.
video coming out?
this weekend.
Yeah,
shout out to
yeah, shout out to you. Okay, cool. And then so that was your question to us, right? What
I
about
have a
you?
question.
Yeah.
Okay. For all the guys, at what's your timeline, ideal time frame for you guys to settle down and begin to have kids?
Listen, man, we're in our primes. All right.
that's not
He
answering
hasn't-
the question.
He hasn't even started his prime.
Yeah.
I know.
All
I
right.
know. Basil's super young.
Um,
But no, realistically, what?
That's a good question.
When do you think is a good time, or what's your?
That's a
time
really good question. I
frame?
actually really appreciate that question. So for me, I really, especially lately, like, you know, now that the podcast that we started and everything, like, I actually don't really believe in marriage like that anymore. And to be fair, it's partly women's fault. Like, there's really not much marriageable material out here. But then also it goes down to like the government. Like, I don't really like the government like enforcing certain things on me and telling me like how things are, what you can do, and etc. So, realistically though, if I'm being honest, I'm ready to settle down, man, for sure. Yeah, I'm saying like within the next year, like I'm ready. Like I have lived that fun lifestyle, and I do understand that a king is like the prize, but the queen can make moves that the king can't. It is what it is, you know. So like I said, we balance each other in that way. What about you?
Probably within the next 2 years, or even within the next 2 years. I just turned 35 a few weeks ago. So, and
Happy
my
birthday.
mind, thank you. And my mindset is a lot different. I don't really like to party. This is my first drink after a few months. Now I'm just trying to be successful and go to sleep at 9 o'clock. So yeah, I think I'm ready probably within the next 2 years, even within the next 2 years to start a family.
What about you, Basil? Like 20 years from now?
Honestly, I want kids soon as possible. I know it's so hard to find these girls though.
Yeah.
Like I'm financially secure right now to be able to have kids, but realistically 25.
Okay, 25.
25.
What about you, Anwar?
35.
35?
35.
Okay,
Holy shit.
cool. What about you? Question for us.
I have nothing, honestly.
You have nothing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Nothing for kids.
Shout out to you. We have some super chats. You want to get to those real quick?
Yep. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
go ahead.
All right. So Black Wolf asks, ladies, choose between the three: a good-looking model that makes 40K or less, an in-shape, decent guy that makes 50 to 100K, or an obese dude making over 100K.
Choose one, ladies. Go ahead, Kish. Keisha.
The decent guy. I'm picking the decent guy.
The decent guy.
So the middle one?
Mhm.
Okay. What about you, Miss Elderberry?
I'm gonna go with the obese guy because obesity can be fixed.
All right. She's willing to put that work in, man. Take him camping and shit. All right. I see you.
I work out every day, and I'm a drag him out there
All right.
to
Cool.
camp be fit.
That's
Camp with you?
sad, though. You gotta take him to go work. out.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
What
supposed to
about
be the
you,
leader?
Miss Louisa? Who you picking?
I'll take the decent guy.
The decent guy? All
Yeah.
right, cool. Shout out to you. Any other super chats?
Repo said, keep an eye on her when y'all go out, Kish.
All right. Any other ones?
Home.
That's it.
All right, cool. Listen, man, chat. You guys were amazing as always. The panel was amazing. I almost don't want to end the show, but we're way over 2 hours. So shout out to you guys, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the daytime. Actually for the nighttime show, we got Chris coming, the owner of Vacay. So it's gonna be a great show tomorrow as well. Have a good night, guys. Peace.